Hey guys. Hey. That's basically what I wanted to open this up with is because the language of astrology is rooted in the ancients. We are the ancients, right? We are the ancients. And we have always tried to understand the above, the stars, and how they speak to us. How they speak to us. Just like if you go outside, if you are a hunter gatherer, which we're not right now, but if you were a hunter gatherer, you're going to base a lot of things off of the moon. And what is right there next to the moon is Venus, and she is piercing and kissing the moon. And so those stars, those luminaries speak to us. They move us. And that is the beauty of this beautiful ancient language that is written in stone. It's written in the Bibles and all of the ancient books. That is what humanity, let me just bring in my special guest right now. Let me just bring in my special guest. Hold on. Let me scoot over just a little bit. Let's everybody welcome in Mr. Jody Jennings, my beautiful son. And this man right here, when I first got into astrology, I asked him, like, what can you tell me right now about, because I was having a come apart. Like, I needed to know everything that he knew. I needed him to tell me everything. And so you guys welcome in Jody. Go ahead, babe.
Hey, Julie. Hey, Jeff.
Cam.
Cam. Hey, everybody. So, yeah, I mean, when she needed me to tell her everything I knew, it's because she was trying to understand the mythology behind the astrology. So, hey, Peace Love Jeeps 23, nice name. But she was
I know.
she was trying to understand the stories behind the
There's April.
stars. Hey, April.
Jody, I mean, Jody is he is such a sweetheart. He is a great mentor. He's very busy. He is very busy, runs a huge restaurant, nice restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. And so it's very hard to get us together. And even when he comes out the house, I mean, it's hard to get us together and get us because we're riding the back roads, we're doing our own thing. And so it's hard to get us together to
Yeah.
talk about the mythos. And so when we think about the astrology and the root of it. Abby said hey too.
Hey,
Tell the
Abby.
girls we said
Yeah, tell
hey.
them hey.
Tell the girls we said hey. And we're hoping that, are they watching the live too, April? April's got twins, and Jody has he is we have gifted them some books
That are also about mythology.
that are mythology, because they were like, well, how did you learn astrology? And I said, you know what? I think that before you actually learn astrology, let's just get you into the mythos, because that is where the roots are, so we can go back to the ancient Babylonians, we can go to Mesopotamia, we can go to the Greeks, the Titans, the Olympians, the Romans, and it's all intertwined. It's all intertwined because
We can go back to the Younger Dryas.
I mean, we
Let's
can
be
go back to the
so real. We
Younger
can go back
Dryas.
to the last ice age.
I mean, we do have a lot of philosophical discussions. And Jody and I have always had philosophical discussions. And I think that that's a good thing when you are raising kids, to have. And he's taught me so much. You would think that the mother or the father would teach their children, but he has taught me so much about the mythos. So that is what we wanted to talk to you guys tonight about. And so what we want to do is I've got like a little, being a host of a show, even when I'm doing astrology, I have certain things that I want to talk about. I don't want to get distracted. I want to talk about certain things, and that is what my show is going to be about, right? And so, what we have done, or what we have tried to do, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to stay on topic, and we're going to try to go with the flow with conversation, but also we want to talk about the Greeks, not so much going back to the Younger Dryas, or I mean, what do you think?
I
Go
agree.
ahead. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
go
mean,
ahead. What do you think?
we're going to, for simplicity's sake, start with Greek mythology.
Yeah,
However, I think that the entire reason, like, it's kind of like you were saying earlier that, like, we're not hunter-gatherers anymore,
and
but
yet
the
again,
story of the stars and the story of trying to understand, the reality we live in does go back as far as humanity has existed. And the last we could record humanity was the end of the last ice age, and since that beginning, they have been trying to do exactly what we're talking about today.
right,
But we'll fast forward and start with the Greeks just for simplicity's sake.
right. So let's start with the Titans.
Okay.
Let's start with the Titans. So the leader of the Titans,
Was
Kronos.
Kronos. Yeah.
So we have Kronos, and in Roman mythology, Kronos is Saturn. Okay. But when I read to you guys astrology, I'm talking about Kronos and Saturn because they both have their own glyph. They both have their own certain personality. When I think of Saturn, I think of the Vatican.
Honestly, yeah. I think of the
The
Saturn is
Roman
my Roman
Empire. Yes,
Empire.
it's the Roman
Yes.
Empire. That's
Yes.
what I think. So when I see Saturn, I immediately go to the Roman Empire. I go to the control of the paradigm shift,
Yeah.
the birth
I
chart.
think of
I mean, the
everybody
birth
checking their
certificate,
watches. We're
Social
running late.
Security.
We've got to go. We've got to be there now. We've got to get
Yes.
to work. We have to
Yeah.
produce. We have to give, 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 give.
Yeah. Kronos is more of a devouring energy because he devoured his kids.
Yeah.
So he devoured his kids. Go ahead and tell the story of Kronos, if you don't mind.
So Kronos devoured his kids. So when his wife was, and I think his wife was Rhea.
Actually, let's back up for a second. Let's talk about the Titans and the Olympians, and how the Titans represent raw nature,
Yeah.
the powerful force of nature. Okay?
Yeah.
The powerful force of nature. So the Titans and the Olympians are going to represent collectively something completely different.
So the Titans being like the deep ocean, the endless void of space, the storms that are never ending, like on Jupiter. Think about that type of storm as like a
Yes,
Titan.
that's a
Whereas
Titan.
Greek
That's
gods,
that's Kronos. I
yeah.
mean, it's devouring the storms on Jupiter. It's pure raw force of nature. So flooding, earthquakes, the raw forces of nature that
Yeah.
we can't control, that is so out of our control. If there is anything that is out of our control, it is the Titans. And so the Titans would represent the outer planets, the planets that would be a force of nature upon you, and you really can't do anything about it. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to ride the wave. I can't really do anything about this. And that's the way it is. And then we have the Olympians. And so the Olympians would represent more of the inner planets, and it would represent more of the personal journey.
Human values
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Justice,
Yeah.
war, love, attraction, like more personal human values are going to be represented by the Olympian gods. The Titans are Olympian. The stories that we're going to be talking about is going to be Roman and Greek,
Right.
but the Titans are Greek, but so is the Olympians. So when we're talking about the gods, they are the children of the Titans.
Right. And so that is astrology. When I'm reading astrology, I'm reading the personalities of what I have understood about them, but it's not just what I've understood about them, it's also what I've observed because observation is key. And I am a scientific person. I like science, I like physics. Okay. I like metaphysics. I want to bring it all into the metaphysical community. And so, yes, we are Astrology for Mystics on this channel. We are the watchers. We are the watchers because we are watching, not because we are trying to be like Enoch. We are trying to observe. We're not trying to fix, manage, and control it. We're not trying to say that this is the absolute. We are saying that we are watching, we are observing, because that's the way that we learn. And we are learning together. We are learning together on this channel. And that's what I absolutely love. It's a passion of mine to be able to learn and then to implement. Yeah, we're just watching and learning. Exactly, Jeff. Just watching and learning. And hey, Sandy, this is Jody. This is Jody Jennings. This is my son. And I wanted to bring him on tonight as a special guest because he is the one that really got me into the roots of astrology and the root of the I guess we both got it. I wouldn't say that you really got me into
You were
it.
already into it. I just gave you the info you were asking me for.
Yeah, he just gave me the info that I was asking for. So let's now go back to okay, so we've talked about the raw nature, we've
Yes.
talked about all of that. And so let's talk about now the planets with the I mean, we could go into the Mesopotamia, we could go back to the Babylonians, we could go back to the Assyrians, but we're going to set the stage for I mean, because I
Yeah,
know
I know.
you may want to talk about Vishnu and Shiva. I don't know.
Well, I know that earlier you were
Lord
talking
Shiva.
about how Jesus, in your opinion, would have been from Assyria.
Yeah.
And the man of Jesus could have been from Assyria,
Yes.
but
I think he was
also
from
the
Assyria.
story of Jesus
I think he
and
was
the
an
story
Assyrian.
of going into the underworld and the resurrection after 3 days goes back to Mesopotamia. It
Yeah.
goes back to Babylonia
Right.
with Ishtar, who the ancient Europeans had feasts for thousands of years.
Thousands.
Thousands, which it's hard to comprehend thousands of years when all of our society that we live today has just happened in the last 100.
Right. And the day of Brahma was 4 billion years.
Yeah, 1 day of Brahman is like 4 billion years, and that's going even further back to, like, the Vedas and the Upanishads and stuff like that, but
Yeah, and so Jody read the Upanishads, and
yes.
that was a big turning point in his life, was when he read the Upanishads. And so I don't know if you want to talk about, so if when we look at CERN, okay, let's just
Oh, the collider.
when we look at the Hadron Collider, when we look at CERN, right outside of CERN is the cosmic time clock. That's Brahma, that's Shiva, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah.
It's Shiva, and people are like, "Oh, that is well, that is what."
Oh, man.
We're going back in time. So this is literally, we're going way back in time to Shiva. And so if you think about the collider that collides the atoms, that collides the particles, right? In Switzerland.
They don't know, but she's saying it's Shiva because Shiva is known as the
Oh,
destroyer of
he's laughing at
worlds.
me. Okay.
Shiva's known as the destroyer of worlds. So when you think of Shiva, think like uh what's the word? Like huge collisions, think
That's the Hadron
planets
Collider.
colliding,
Yeah.
the particles colliding,
Yeah.
think yeah. Nuclear bombs, nuclear
Dude,
energy. Yeah.
Lord. Yes. And so we can go back, but we're not. Okay. We're not going to go all the way back. We want to, and it's not rooted. The Greeks and the Romans, it's the ancient language isn't even rooted there, is what I'm saying. That's what we're saying, is that we could go way back, but we're not. We're going to not try to confuse everybody. We want to stay focused on the goal at hand, which is the energy that I'm reading. You guys see that I'm reading 50 points. I'm not just reading 14 or 19 personal and outer planets. I'm reading Chronos or Cronus. That is a devouring energy. And he is the Titan. He is the main man. Okay. He is the main man of time itself. Right?
Yep. And, if we're going to have a starting point as well, we could start with Uranus and Gaia.
Okay, let's do that.
So
Let's
those,
start.
I
Let's
think, are
have
the
the starting point
Titans.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and start that, I'm going to take a little break for a second.
sure. So Uranus and Gaia are the two Titans that we're going to start with. And Uranus is not the planet Uranus, it is separate. So this is a Titan. And you can think about Uranus as being like space or like outer space, the stars, everything like that. And then Gaia being the Earth itself. So when Uranus and Gaia came together and had children, then they gave birth to the other Titans as well. So like the Titans are not all like one generation, because the Titans also gave birth to other Titans. This is just God's pre-Olympian gods. So then Uranus and Gaia, when the Earth and space came together, they gave birth to the other Titans that we know of and that we've been talking about, like Kronos or Saturn. And then Saturn marries Rhea. And Rhea is known as like is Rhea the queen of the we're not archaeologists. Is Rhea known as the queen of the heavens?
Yeah.
I think she is too. But the biggest point is she kept giving birth, and Saturn kept devouring her children. Or, yeah, Kronos, Saturn kept devouring her children because he didn't want them to overpower him. And she was sick about this. She was mad about this. She eventually gives birth to Zeus, and she disguises Zeus,
Yes.
except Zeus. Hades. So Poseidon is also Neptune.
Yeah.
Hades is also Pluto. Who else? What girls did he devour?
But Hades, so with the charts, Hades has his own glyph.
Right.
So what Hades is in astrology is Hades is a weight. It's the weight, and how I explain it to the channel is that it's like Christ carrying his own cross to his death. It's a weight on your shoulders, and you're just carrying a weight on you. So when I put out that post about my granddaughter and I having this weight of home on Monday, and the kidnapper, the alleged wannabe kidnapper that was trying to kidnap the two girls in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, it was over me and her. We share this connection. And I couldn't see it that day. My daughter went to the doctor. She had her ultrasound. I couldn't see it. I didn't understand it. There was some things, there was some things that were weighing heavy on me for sure on Monday. But it was wild that this energy showed up today and let me know in hindsight why I saw the weight. It was weighted on her and me. And guess what? She was in that neighborhood that day. She was in that neighborhood that day when the man tried to take the two girls. That's why it's a weight. It's because I have observed it. So Hades weighs you down, wants to take you down into the underworld. Okay? Pluto, on the other hand, is considered an underworld god as well. But Pluto isn't going to weigh on you like Hades. Pluto is going to transform. Pluto is going to take you down into an intensity. It could be about hidden sex. It could be about taxes. It could be about anything that is murky that you can't quite understand or see just yet. That could also be the connection with Hades and Pluto that I was seeing on Monday that I just now found out today. Just for clarity, because this is why I observe. This is why I use all of the glyphs, and other astrologers get all pissy. They get all mad because I'm using all of the other glyphs. If my software allows me to see it, why wouldn't I? I'm too nosy not to. I'm too nosy not to
Well, what
want to
is
know
this?
what is this? What is this going to do? What is this going to teach me? What can this do? Right? Yes, April. Yes, Jill. Yes, Cindy. Way too close to home, Jeff. Way too close to home, babe. It was when I saw that, and I told Janelle and Jody, I was like, I saw it, but I didn't know. I didn't know exactly what was happening because I asked her. I said, I asked Janelle. I was like, how's Lily doing today? She sent me a picture. She was eating donuts. She was having a good time, and I'm like, what is this about today? What is this about today? And anytime something is transcendent over me, I tell Jeff, I'm like, Jeff, this is happening today. I'm watching it. Saturn was opposing me when I was, I've had some things, that be happening this week. But anyway, continue on, babe. Sorry.
I don't remember where we were.
We were with Kronos. We were okay. So you were talking
giving
about
birth.
Hades and Pluto. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kronos devoured all of his kids
Except Zeus.
except Zeus.
Because Zeus's mom hid Zeus away, put him actually like floating down a river, if I recall correctly,
Yeah.
and then disguised a rock with baby clothes. So the Titan ate what he thought was Zeus, but it wasn't Zeus. And Zeus ends up rising up against his dad, cutting him open and freeing his brothers and sisters, the Olympians.
Yes.
And that was a huge war. The Olympians
Major
won.
war with the Olympians won.
Justice won. Like human values won over like raging storms and crushing oceans. And
Right.
this is like the story of humanity becoming rulers of their natural environment,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even though these stories are myths, they can tell us a lot about the deeper, you know what I'm saying? It's not when we read the myth, we can think of it in a literal sense, but at the same time, it's telling a story about humanity itself. It goes much deeper if you allow yourself to get taken down into the philosophical ways of which humanity is evolving. And the wheel is a circle, the wheel of the chakras, the wheel, the snake eating its tail. It's a wheel. If you look at the snake eating its tail, it's a wheel. What is that called? The shit. I can Chronobus or
I'm trying to remember. I know what you're talking about. And also Witchy Mama has a good point. So I was already
Yeah,
thinking
go
about
ahead.
what she said. She
What?
said, wow. So take, for example, mental health. If it's a little funk, would it relate to Pluto versus a heavy depression be Hades, or would mental health be somewhere else entirely?
I think mental health is going to be Gemini because remember today we were talking about the power of the mind. For me, I don't know. I mean, Jody may disagree, but for me, I'm thinking it's a Gemini. It's more of a Gemini. It's the twins, Castor and Pollux. It's more of the mind, the power of the mind. Mercury. Mercury can play tricks on you. The mind can play tricks. It can bring an illusion that's really not there.
And Mercury is Roman.
Mercury is definitely
In
Roman.
Greece, Mercury is Hermes.
Hermes.
So just to clarify again,
Yeah.
she knows everything about astrology. I am here to talk about mythology, and
Yes.
I'm a history guy. I was gonna study archaeology in college, but that wasn't gonna make me
He
any
was
money.
too.
So I didn't, So
He
I didn't
was
do
too.
that. I need money to survive. But so Hermes and Mercury are known as the messengers of the gods, between
Yes. The
gods and humans
messenger.
as well, but he's a trickster as well. The mind playing
Do you remember
tricks
the
on
story
you.
of Hermes? How he tricked Apollo?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Hermes tricked he tricked Apollo. And so that is when we see Hermes in the mythos tricking Apollo, we're not really wanting to take it literal, right? We're wanting to take it into a trickster of the mind, because Hermes and Mercury, like he was saying, is the trickster. It's going to give you a message, but is the message clear? What is Mercury or Hermes? In astrology, we can say Mercury is Hermes. What is this behavior? Is it in a good standing with Neptune? If it's in a good standing with Neptune, oh, it's in a great standing with Neptune. No, it's not great that it would be in a good standing with Neptune if it's about the power of the mind, because the power of the mind with Neptune is going to bring in an illusion. You're going to have to dissolve that illusion. That is my own take of it. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, because if it's in a square with Neptune, I think that would be better.
And I think maybe what do you think about like if somebody I think Hades and Pluto is about like taking you down through the underworld. And it also goes to the story of Mesopotamia Ishtar. She literally, when she went down to the underworld, at each gate, she strips a garment. And she was she was the queen of the Anunnaki. So
Yes.
stripping her garments is a really big deal. She takes off her crown, her regalia, she takes off her clothes. By the time she makes it to her sister in the underworld to attend her wedding, she is naked and she is bowed low. And basically, she lost everything. She's at rock bottom. She even dies for 3 days, and she is on a hook until finally, after the 3rd day, she is saved and comes back and
Kind of like
makes
Venus.
her journey back up. She doesn't just resurrect immediately. In this story, she makes her journey back up through each gate, and it's a huge epic where she gains back each regalia of her own, and then she takes her place back as the queen of the Anunnaki.
The
So,
Anu.
I wouldn't be surprised, Witchy Mama, if Hades or Pluto and Hermes or Mercury are working together when you're at rock bottom
Yeah.
and your mental health is playing tricks on you. I wouldn't be surprised if they're working together, because if there's anything that we've learned from mythology is that the gods work together.
They do.
They're rarely acting alone. And she can talk more about that when it comes to astrology. They're always working together.
Yeah.
It matters if they're in the same house. It matters what degree they're at. So
And their separation too, because if it's a separating, if it's a coming together, or if it's a separating, it's telling about an energy, and so it's going to matter.
And let us know if that makes sense. Let
Yeah,
us know
let
if
us
that's
know
what
if
you
that
were
makes
talking
sense.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know if we've answered that for you, Witchy
Yeah.
Mama.
We're trying to stay on topic.
We're trying. But that is, there sometimes, like in astrology, there can be an orb. There's an orb of distance between the planetary influences. And so sometimes they're coming together, sometimes they're separating. And if they are separating and they're a square, or if they are separating and they are a trine or a quincunx, it all matters. Yeah, you can just click it like that. Yeah, she said that makes total sense. Thank you. Okay, good deal. Good deal. So that is where, and it, Ishtar, it sounds like when he talks about the Anunnaki, and when y'all see a lot of things on the tube or on TikTok about the Anunnaki, the Anu, is we are not talking about
Means the ones from the light.
yes, the ones from the light. It's the light bringer to you. It's not some kind of
It
it's
is
not
a
some kind of
story
UFO that is
way
going
older,
yeah.
way older.
Wait,
This
it's
is the
beautiful.
beginning of
It's
human
philosophical. It's
civilization
beautiful.
after the last ice age. Yeah. We have the same story of Ishtar, death, rebirth, regeneration, losing everything, hitting rock bottom,
Yes.
resurrection, sacrifice,
Acceptance.
acceptance, and then gaining your place back.
Yeah.
You know, falling from that place, thinking maybe you shouldn't be in that place, and then gaining that place back and taking your rightful place in the world as
Yeah.
who you like really are, I
Yeah.
guess. And Ishtar literally, just so y'all know, means it's translated in like Germanic language as Easter. So the fact that we're celebrating resurrection on Easter, I just want everybody to know,
It's
is
Ishtar.
much older than
It's
Christianity.
much older. It
That's
goes
why you've
much
got
older.
that's why you've got the eggs you're hunting.
Yeah.
And that's why the bunny laid an egg when bunnies don't lay eggs. Look into that one.
Yeah. So, and it's the egg is the creation. That's what I'm taking from it is the creation of time and space. You know, it goes so much deeper. I mean, it really does. And we are so dumbed down. Like we are so confused. As a society, we are so confused, and you see all kinds of videos, and you'll see it on TikTok, you'll see it on here on the tube, and people are talking about some way off stuff, and it's like, did y'all not read that? Like, you can go back even deeper, and you can get into like the stories of humanity and what we have told each other, what we have laid for the future,
Yeah.
for your future self. We've laid the foundation for our future selves, and we get all dazed and confused. And because there's so much chatter with Mercury and Hermes
Yeah.
tricking us.
Tricking us.
It's the media. The media will play tricks on your mind. And so humanity has always had these cycles where we have media, where we have these cycles, and then they get taken away. And then we've got to go back to square
it's
one.
like the beginning of astrology.
Yes.
Like in ancient Babylonia and Mesopotamia, astrology wasn't allowed to be practiced by the regular people. It was reserved for the kings of Mesopotamia and Babylonia, and their scribes would read the stars for them. Okay, literally, April.
So saying, like literally.
Bunnies don't have eggs, but it's a very, very ancient story about empathy.
Yeah.
Because the bird, I think a bird is dying. And one of the ancient gods that's like a Proto-Indo-European god, maybe it was like Ishtar too, but saves this dying bird by changing her into a rabbit, like a bunny rabbit. And so that's why that bunny rabbit lays eggs. I don't know the full story. But I know
We'll plead the fifth on
I
that
know I'm
one.
freaking right. And I know if you look it up, you'll be like, oh my God, he's right.
Yeah.
I swear, just look it up.
Yeah.
And here we are today going on Easter egg hunts.
Yeah, we do.
Some things really don't change. These archetypes of humanity stay the same for thousands of years, even if we don't have any idea why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Why are we
Jill
hunting
said
for
chocolate
eggs?
eggs.
Yeah. No, not the chocolate eggs. Oh my gosh.
Yes, there you go, witchy mama.
All females carry eggs.
Yeah.
You know what?
Girl.
There it is.
There it is.
Period. Period. And I think that's crazy too. It's like, you know, even the story of resurrection of Jesus. And I mean, I will say, like, I love the story of Jesus. I think the story of Jesus and the sacrifice is one of the most beautiful stories I've ever heard. And it was told so well, and it's been passed down so well. But I think it is wild to think about how that story has been existing for so long. The same story about sacrifice uh, and also what's the word? Resurrection around Easter, even all the way down to 3 days. Marion said, "I love Cadbury chocolate eggs." I don't know why, but when I got those chocolate Easter bunnies, I'd always go for the ears first. Yeah. I'd eat the ears first, and Janelle would eat the feet. I don't know, like I mean, we were talking about the Titans and Olympians, but we've already went further back than that. I mean, so where did we leave off with the Titans and Olympians? We left off with Zeus saving him. There was the war. The Olympians won. And so Marion said, "Me too." Ears first. Army vet said, "What did I walk into?"
Feet and ears.
Yeah, he walked into some weird stuff. But yeah, we were talking about the Titans and we were talking about the Olympians. We were talking about mythology to better understand astrology, to better understand the human archetypes that my mom spent so much time studying. Army vet, bunnies and eggs. Welcome back, Army vet.
I think that that's an important thing that we've got to keep in mind when we read astrology is it's archetypes. I mean, it is archetypal. And these archetypes
Are consistent.
are consistent.
They actually don't change at all.
They don't.
They say the exact same for as long as we have known
As
them.
long as yeah, and they've got different names,
Yep, and the same stories.
same stories. Just like with Ishtar, we can think about Venus being taken down, following the sun into the underworld for 3 days.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's something
We
that
can think of Persephone,
oh,
even though
yeah,
she
tell the
that's a
story
little
of
different.
Persephone.
She's kidnapped
Well, yeah, but
into the
tell the story of Persephone because that's a yeah.
Persephone's mom was Demeter. She was the goddess of the harvest. Persephone was out in the fields one day
Yeah.
and she was kidnapped. Some people say she was kidnapped. Some people say she willingly went with the god Hades, who appeared to her. So she goes in the underworld with him. Demeter, her mom, the goddess of the harvest, gets depressed. She stops letting the food grow. She stops growing the wheat. She stops the warmth like in the air. So then that's when the seasons come about. That's when it's fall.
Yeah.
That's when they would mark, okay, this is the same time that Persephone was kidnapped into the underworld.
And she was kidnapped by Hades. And
The god
so
of the underworld.
she was kidnapped by Hades.
She ends up being his wife.
Yeah.
In the underworld.
Yeah, and her mom ends up making a deal with Hades.
And
And
she can
so
visit every year. Half of the time she's up here with us, half of the time she's down there.
right.
That's
She's in
why
the
we have
underworld.
the seasons that we do. Yeah.
That's the seasons. The seasons of change, the seasons of spring.
So there's that same archetype.
Right.
Persephone is coming back up from the underworld in spring.
Right.
Venus is coming up from the underworld in spring.
Right.
Jesus is coming up from his tomb in spring.
3 days.
Ishtar is coming up from the underworld in spring.
So
3
Venus
days.
could be the Venus being the morning star, following the sun down into the underworld and then resurrecting in the 3rd day. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, our mythos is telling us stories age after age after age, and they're same stories with different names.
And they're human stories.
They're human
and they're
stories.
that
They're
happen to all
about
of us.
our lives.
And I think everyone who's watching right now can relate. And I think everyone who's watching right now has had moments in your life where you have felt like you were dragged into the underworld.
Yeah.
But you have always come out of that too.
Yeah.
You know?
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. And so when we read the Bible, because of the stories that we have read in conjunction with the Bible,
Yes.
it resonates with us in a different way than if we were to just going to church Wednesday and Sunday, going to Bible school. And if we think about like, I don't know if I would call him a prophet, Edgar Casey. I don't think that he would be considered a prophet. I think that he would just be considered a very well-educated,
Like a
intuitive,
visionary. Yeah.
visionary man. he was able to understand that reading he lived to be 65, and he read the Bible each year of his life. But he also knew astrology. He knew the mythos. And he had an accident when he was younger that led him into the Chiron. So Chiron in astrology is the key. It's the key to opening up the door to the wound, to the pain and the suffering that allows that person to not just heal theirself, but heal others. And in healing others, you heal yourself. And so if you give, like, I don't know if orb attraction is in here tonight, but we were talking about this the other day. And I was like, you know, healing ourself, and, she was agreeing, healing ourself is healing other people. So when we give our time to other people and we do it without the ego, we are following the path of enlightenment. And so everybody went to Chiron, Jason and the Argonauts,
Mm.
Jason and the Argonauts. He was a student of Chiron. Apollo, the sun god, he was a student of Chiron.
Apollo was also the god of the sun. He was the god of the sun, but he was also music. He was
Music.
also arts.
Yeah.
So
Everybody was going
creativity.
to Chiron
Mm.
for the homeopathic way of healing. Asclepius, the healer Asclepius,
They would go to a physical place, an
they did.
actual historical archaeological place known as an Asclepion.
Asclepion,
That is one of the first hospitals. And what was the symbol?
the snake. But it
And
wasn't the caduceus. It wasn't the two snakes on the rod.
what
It
was
was
it
the
called?
one.
The symbol. Not the caduceus. The one with the one. Isn't it the Asclepion? I can't remember what it's called. But the before the
It
caduceus,
was
the
I don't
symbol
know.
for
I don't
healing and
remember.
health was one rod and one snake.
Yeah, that is the true healing. The
What's the difference with the
the
caduceus?
difference is when we brought in the two, it was commerce.
Mhm.
Commerce and
So
trade.
anytime you see an ambulance and you see the symbol, the rod with the two snakes, just know that at one time human beings had a symbol for healing and it had one snake. The
Yes.
symbol that you see on all of our hospitals and on our
Mhm.
ambulances that, charge you thousands of dollars for an ambulance ride, that's the symbol for commerce.
Yeah, it's commerce. So the one is only used still by vets with animals. But we did bring in the two. I wanna say it wasn't too long ago, like the 1500s or the 1700s or something like that. I can't remember. I've written about it, but I've
It
forgotten a lot
probably
more
was
than I
around that
know.
time. That's when human beings got real
Yeah,
old.
and we just we went into the commerce and the trade
Mhm.
and the jab. We started healing with jabs. And those jabs is that snake that's eating its tail. So the first recorded C-section was with Apollo.
Oh, yeah.
Apollo,
Yeah.
yeah. So Apollo,
Wasn't it his twin?
no, it was his wife. It was Asclepius.
Oh,
It was
you're right, you're right,
Asclepius.
you're right. Okay, okay.
And so then Asclepius, this is Greek, okay? This is Greek. And the Asclepions, you can Google Asclepion, and there is still um remains of Asclepions still today
Like
that
the
we can
same
see
water that flows through
archaeology.
them, yeah.
Yeah. So the Asclepions, that is where humanity went to back then to get healing, true healing, and the physicians there would want to know about your dreams. What did you dream? They wanted to give you massages
and herbs
and herbs.
and spring
It was like a
water.
day at the spa.
Yeah, and the Asclepions were always on springs, and they would see spring water as like sacred back then,
Sacred.
which
Sacred.
understandable.
It
I mean, it's
is.
clean drinking water
Yes,
that is
coming from
coming from
the
the earth. Yeah,
yes, it's from the earth, so the spring water, and then, like the jacuzzis, this was like a true healing spa day.
yeah.
And how many of you, if you're in chat, whoever is in chat, or even watching this live later on a replay, let me know if you would love to have some healing with a spa day, because that shit don't happen no more. They want to give you something that's going to cause all kinds of side effects, going to make you messed up from the flow up. No, no, they're not giving you any type of herb.
Listen, witchy mama, we are in the wrong time period.
We are definitely, yeah. We like massages and herbs too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cindy is like, duh.
yeah. I mean, we all would like that.
We would,
Yeah.
yeah. And that is something that we have lost so much touch. And with astrology,
It's like we're coming back.
if as we roll into this Aquarian age, we are bringing astrology back. But there are so there are so many people in in the media, they will say that they are a remote viewer. They will say that they are a psychic medium. They will say that they are an astrologer. And you have to know who you are dealing with. How much experience do they have? What do they really know?
What are their intentions?
What are their intentions?
What are they promoting?
What are they
Who are they
promoting?
affiliated with?
Yes. Because it's the media is ruled by Hermes. The media is ruled by Mercury, and it will play tricks on you. And so we always have to have our due diligence. We always have to have discernment. And so I never knock the Bible because there's a lot of great things in it, like discernment. I love the red letters in the Bible myself. The red letters is what really gets me. But we have to keep in mind that Jesus never wrote anything down
Except
in the sand.
in the sand.
Jesus only wrote in the sand. And we have to question why.
And nobody knows what he wrote. And if somebody claims that they know what he wrote, they don't.
They don't know what he
And that
wrote.
is
We can
entirely the
assume
point.
that he wrote the names of the men.
For thousands of years,
We can assume
many
that, but we don't
humans for
know. He wrote in the sand. Why did
And
he
I
not
say
record
thousands.
any writings?
hundreds of thousands of years, humans had language. Hundreds, 300,000 years, humans had language.
Yeah.
And they refused to write.
Yep.
They refused to spell.
Because spelling is what?
A prison.
It is.
I mean, I'm starting to
Spelling,
really believe it is a prison.
spelling for the ancients, for us ancient.
We are the ancients.
We are the ancients.
We have been in this type of life for 100 years, babes.
We
This
didn't
is-
write, and
we are
because
still
the
them.
spelling would cast a spell. That's why it's spelling, because it would cast a spell.
I firmly believe, can I just say,
Yeah.
I firmly believe that we are the ancients with a brief amnesia.
Oh yeah, it's totally
Because
amnesia.
the whole way we live right now has existed for barely any time, literally the blink of an eye in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But what we have always done is followed the nature, the wind, the stars, the
We always
eclipses.
have. We always will. We always
We've
have.
always known the exact circumference of the freaking earth.
Yeah.
We built monuments with sacred geometry and sacred numbers.
That's right, Marianne. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I don't understand. How do we know that's what Jesus said? It was written after his death and resurrection. That's what I don't understand. How do we Yeah. I mean, the truth of the matter is we're always having to take people's words for it. And I think the biggest thing is that there were so many different accounts, but then when you read certain books of the Bible, they take place 400 years after Jesus's death. And this is when you knowing other stories pre the Bible and then reading the Bible, and you can see those similarities, and then you can start picking out, I know this story. Oh, I know this is the one. I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
I know this parable. This
Yep.
parable is copy and pasted from Sumer.
It
When
is.
you start
So what
realizing
is
stuff like
Sumer
that,
for anyone that would be in chat, even after the replay
okay,
of the live? What is Sumer?
Sumeria.
Okay, what is Sumeria?
So after the last ice age,
Mhm.
we had our first major cities as humans
Yeah.
that we know of. Everything pre the ice age, we don't know. But everything after the last ice age, when we start recording major cities, you have Babylon, Mesopotamia, Sumeria. So whenever we say Sumer, you can also say Sumeria.
And the Sumerians.
And the Sumerians.
Yes.
They would write in cuneiform, one of the first
What does
known
cuneiform
human
mean for those that don't know?
Cuneiform was a type of writing that would be it looked like little sticks and symbols inside clay tablets.
Mhm.
And it was reserved for the people who were surrounding the kings, and they were the only people who could read and write.
Right.
And that lasted for thousands of years after that too. But those stories, the creation stories, the parables, a lot actually has been saved in cuneiform from ancient Babylon and Sumeria. Like, not only just creation stories, but like court disputes
Yeah.
and like taxes, you know, Hammurabi's code, the first code of laws. Um, when humans started farming is when you started seeing these major cities pop up.
Yeah.
Humans changed their way of life because when the ice age happened, the younger dryas, all of these hunter-gatherer humans, that was a lot, witnessed a bottleneck in their population because they had to move towards the equator. And so certain things would only survive in that climate of the younger dryas, like wheat. That's when you see the gods pop up, like Demeter. She obviously is worshipped as a god.
Persephone's mom.
Persephone's mom. She's
Yeah.
worshipped as a god at that time because she got humans through the ice age.
Yes.
Humans survived when they were writing on those caves saying, I am here. They survived because of wheat, because of grain, things that could grow in harsh environments post ice age.
Right. And we as human beings today, as we go toward the future, technology, all of this stuff, we've been here before. Don't think that we have not been here before, guys. We have definitely been here before. And what happens in these cycles is it's not to scare anybody or to, a bunch of doom porn or nothing. It's just that these cycles, we have to be aware of them because when he talks about, the younger Dryas, can you explain just a little bit of, just in case nobody knows what the younger Dryas is?
Yeah, so modern humans, as far as we know right now, based off the archaeological record, accepted science, modern humans that look just like us and think just like us, they were us, are about 317,000 years old. They existed all of that time, and then about 6,000 years ago, there was a mini ice age known as the Younger Dryas. And I say mini because it lasted for a shorter period of time. It wasn't for a billion years, for example. So when I say mini ice age, it was still all over the globe except the equator, but it lasted for a shorter period of time. Humans had to go to the tropics. They had to go from Northern Europe, they had to move down to Spain. And so that's when you've got Indonesia, Spain, Central America. You have these cave markings of humans, by the way, all doing the same thing, covering their bodies with red ochre, which protected them from solar radiation. They were putting their handprints on the caves, and they did that for a reason. They were trying to let future humans know we were here. They would paint the animals that they were living alongside that helped sustain them on the walls. They were trying to paint a picture of what their life looked like during that ice age because they knew humans were going to be there again. So that was the Younger Dryas. And that is when you look up recorded history in archaeology, you're looking at the Younger Dryas because that is the beginning of human recorded history. Even though pre-Ice Age, we existed for 300,000 years and more, but the Younger Dryas was only 6,000 years ago, which is crazy.
It is
We
crazy.
have lost, and that is a fact,
It's a fact.
that we have lost
It's a
all of
fact.
our history.
Yes.
It's a fact. That is a scientific fact that we have lost all of our history. But what remained after the Ice Age is the connection to the cosmos, the
Mm-hmm.
stars, the tides, the rhythms. If it was a full moon, we would not migrate
No.
because it's too light. People are going to notice you. If it's night, you used fire. You're vulnerable at night. You had people
Yep.
who were day people, you had people who were night people. The night people watch the day people while they sleep. The day people wake up in the morning and they gather things. And then when the glaciers are retreating, people peopled Europe again.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're peopling Europe, the herds followed them. They plant forests everywhere they go, orchards everywhere they go. They're still alive today in Britain.
Yep.
The people of the hazel.
The people of the hazel. The people of the hazel. And this is,
Hey, Barb.
yeah. Hey, Barb. Good to see you, babe. The Looking Glass Tarot. Hey, honey. Good to see you. Thank you guys for being here tonight.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jennifer's son. I'm Jody. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys.
We're talking about mythology, we're talking about the origins of astrology, we're talking about the beginning of recorded history. We're all over the place. We're just chatting. We're just having
We're just
fun,
having
and
a
we're letting
chat.
y'all be a part of it.
Yeah. I want you guys to be a part of it. I mean, and if you got anything to say and you want a link, I'll drop the link and you guys can come up here and we can talk about it.
I would love that.
Yeah, just come on up
Yes.
here. Come on up here and let's talk. We're just having a chat. We're just chilling out at Jody's and we're just, we just wanted I know
And we
that
have these chats all the time.
we do have these chats
And
all
every
the
time we're having these
time.
chats, we're like, we should be live right now.
Yeah, we should be live right now.
Yeah.
Like this is some cool ass shit that we're talking about.
At least we think so.
We
yeah.
think so. And so this is when we talk about the history and the archaeology and the people of the hazel. These people follow the stars, guys. I mean, everything about their life. We did.
They're not separate
We
from
are the
us.
ancients.
We
are
followed
them.
the stars. Hundreds of thousands of years, we followed the
We
stars.
did.
It is your birthright
It is your birthright.
to know the stars.
Mm-hmm.
It is your birthright to be able to see the stars. That's a whole other discussion.
And to know the weather. They could predict so much. They were so in tune with the earth and with each other. With each other. It was not like cavemen. We grow up and we're thinking,
glad to have you, Jilly, because
yeah, thank you, Jill.
We don't feel like we're smart. We just know that we've read so much. We're nerdy when it comes to
We're
this.
just nerds.
Yeah.
We're geeks. We like stuff like this, we're weird when it comes to, having to discuss when we're discussing. We have to go deeper. It's just we want to take each other deeper. We want to go deeper with one another. And that's what makes our relationship such a special one, is because, we want to go deeper in the philosophical conversations of the ancient ones and because the astrology for me, I'm all about it. He's like, I'd rather not know. And so there will be times, I'll ask him, do you care if I tell you when Uranus is going to be in an opposition with your Pluto? Because I kind of like to watch it and observe it because that's how I learn. That is how I learn astrology. So when people ask me, how do you learn? I learn. This is how I learn. Hey, can we watch this together? Can we do this? And he's like, oh no, I don't
Well, I will
really
say thank you, Jilly. She said, "Love y'all's connection."
Thank you.
Our deep talks really did kind of begin in 2000, around 2012, right? When make
When you were
no,
born, buds.
I mean, talks
I was
like
talking to
this.
you when you were
We
born.
started talking like conspiracies, history,
Above
like
top
all of
secret
that.
days.
Above top secret
Above
days.
top secret
When
days.
Japan was having earthquakes, everyone thought the world was gonna end.
Okay, so that was 2008. That was when
Yes.
Pluto came into
Yes.
Capricorn.
2008.
Yeah, 2008, 2007-ish,
I
2008.
was 12.
Yeah, and I've
That's
been
why
on
I'm thinking
okay,
2012.
okay, yeah.
I
I've
was
been on
12.
I've been on Above Top Secret, which is called ATS, and it's probably the
It's not the
site is
same now.
is
Is
it
it even
not?
there?
It's probably still there. I bet I'm still a top dog on there.
People used to
I
post
was
and
doing
just talk
research
about
topics.
it was like a forum.
It is a forum. It's a
Yeah.
conspiracy forum, but now it's probably much more regulated than it was back then because
Now
back
it's
then it
not.
was AOL. Y'all remember AOL? Is anybody in the
Yeah.
house remember AOL? Y'all remember that dial up?
Oh my gosh.
Remember the dial up? No, you don't.
No.
I do.
I wasn't here for dial-up.
I
I had a
remember. I
Hotmail.
remember when we have the
I
big.
had a Hotmail.
You did have a
I had a
Hotmail.
Hotmail.
I had an AOL.
And the internet was slow. Like I
It
didn't
was
have a
slow as
dial-up,
hell.
but it was
It
slow.
was slow.
And I was on that big box, like with a chair,
Yeah.
like I didn't have dial-up though.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking
I
about
had
like,
MySpace, Barb.
yeah,
I
we
had
had MySpace.
MySpace. I had my
So
top 8.
y'all remember when we had those big? So my aunt was a reporter, and I was able to dial up. I mean, like you could hear the phone ringing. Ding. You know, you could hear it ringing, and I could be talking to somebody in China
See how new
when I was
everything
like
we have
10.
is? This is how new everything we have is.
Yeah,
Everything we're doing like right
it's
now,
new. It's
this
really
is
new.
way new, y'all. We were following the stars for hundreds of thousands of years.
It sucks so much.
And now we can talk to each other just through a glass.
Yeah,
Like magic.
just like this.
Like, hey.
But it doesn't last. That's the thing that, a lot of people try to go into the future. But a lot of times these things like this
It
is
sucks so much. I remember it, and I still hate that dial-up sound. Oh my god, y'all. I can't imagine. I don't remember that sound. I have no idea. What it sound like?
it sounded like a phone ring. Remember, I mean, you do remember a landline, right?
Of course I do.
Okay.
We
It
had a
sounded like
landline.
it sounded like a literal phone ringing. And it was ringing, and then I could talk to somebody in China. I could talk to somebody in Japan.
What?
Yeah.
What do you
My
mean?
aunt, she had it. Dude, she had
What do you mean?
she
You
had
could
the
just it just
stuff.
had the power
With
to
the
talk.
fax machine. Yeah.
Wait, I saw this weird fact about the fax machine the other day, and I think the fax machine was invented around the same time as the Incan Empire.
No way.
Hey, wait, I swear to God. Let me get my phone.
Get your phone.
Where
Get your
is
phone.
this?
Prove it.
Talk about-
No way. There's no way. There's no way.
This is how weird time is.
Well, you gotta explain what Incan time would be.
Wait.
Inca. Oh, they coexisted. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, back then, guys, I mean, I was online back then. Yeah, Marianne says, I want receipts. But I'm telling y'all, guys, I mean, ATS, like that was I did a research on the sun, our luminary, and I did a research on and you have to be approved. I mean, it was a big thing back then. You had to be approved to be this researcher. And I was researching the LHC, the cloud, um, where we are in the solar system, and the where we are moving to is where there is a nursery of stars just being birthed.
Okay. So
Okay. Yeah, he
so
says,
the
"Oh, okay."
the fax machine was something that was a little different, but did y'all know? Here is a historical overlap fact that is going to make you question who you even are. Did you know that students were attending Oxford University around 300 years before the Aztec Empire even existed?
No way.
Swear to God.
What?
The last known woolly mammoths. Oh, wait, that's something different. Yeah, students. Oxford was operating by at least 1096. The Aztec Empire wasn't founded until 1428.
So what does that mean?
Isn't that a weird time overlap? You think Aztec Empire and you think ancient. But did you know that Oxford is more ancient than the Aztec Empire? There was one about the fax machine too.
Yeah, find the fax machine. We want to know about the fax machine.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, we want to know about the fax machine. Something
People
about the
were
fax.
sending
Okay.
faxes while cowboys were still riding around the American West.
And how were they sending
The
it?
fax machine existed before the Civil War.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Mhm.
How were they sending it
The faxes?
before the Civil War? Because they would have had to have been able. She said this got to be AI. Because it would have had to have been sent through the radio waves.
So I heard this on TikTok. I saw these things that I'm talking about on TikTok before, and now I will admit, yes, I am asking ChatGPT, but I had to get a fast answer.
So the fax machine, anything that is going through, like how we are talking right now, it's got to go through the radio waves. What I started thinking about and pondering about many years ago is, could the radio waves be so congested that it brings sickness? Because I've always been a medical, I don't know, I like it all. I like to go for the scientific, the medicine, the medical, all of it. I mean, I want to go deep into all of it. Could it ever be that there is something that is, we are so engulfed in communications with the radio waves that it's like a stop and go traffic? And could that, because I've written about it. I've literally written about this in his story. That I haven't, maybe I'll never publish it. I don't know. I might just leave it to Lily and let her finish it and let her ponder some of my 400-page writings. But I've always wondered, could it be that there is like the pneuma, you know, the pneuma of the lungs, right? Could it be that the radio waves could be so congested with all the communications, and the radio waves are so congested with the lines and using the waves that are so natural? Because back in the day, in the ancient us, we didn't have all of these devices, you know what I'm saying? And it would make sense to me, because if you are looking at your phone and you're always on it, and let's say, you're talking or whatever, we've got this radiation. And okay, so that's the device. But what about the waves itself? Because when we use a microwave, they say to stay away from the microwave. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely think deeper, I think, than most people. And I go off the deep end wanting to know something, and I will dissect it until there's just nothing left to dissect. And that's the way I am with astrology. I want to know. I want to know from you. Okay, if I read you, I want to know, hey, let's watch this day. What's it going to do? And yeah, it can be scary at times. I mean, Jeff is my witness. I mean, he's probably bobbing and weaving right now. He's probably got his phone on the on his chest and he's asleep right now. But he's a hardworking man. So I'm not knocking him at all, but I'm just saying, I will ask him constantly, we're going to watch this, babe. We're going to watch this. We're going to see how this works out. And I think that that is the best way to observe energy. And at the same time, when I'm going deep with it, I want to know too about the ways in which it is expressing itself with us. How is it moving us? How does it move? Because astrologers, you'll hear astrologers every day, they'll tell you, and they tell me, they'll tell me, these planets aren't doing this to
Like this
you.
point.
What? The waves do affect us because higher areas of Cancer in certain areas with power plants, etc. If that's what you're meaning. Oh, yes, Jill.
Also, April,
Yes,
my doctor got my butt over my watch. He hates smart
I do
watches.
too. And I
You
don't
know what?
like
Just that is a
earbuds.
smart
I don't like
speaker.
earbuds. I don't like earbuds. Nope, nope, nope. I don't hold my
Like you
phone.
can.
I don't hold my phone like this. I'll put it on speaker, and people are probably like, why is she always talking on speaker? Because I'm not trying to be like,
I
hey
think about it
guys.
all the time now that I know too. I mean, I'll talk on the phone and not think about it, but sometimes, like when I'm laying in bed, I'll never leave my phone laying there next to me. I'll always have to like move it away from the bed on the charger because I do. I think about
Yeah.
that all the time.
Earbuds, when you see people that are streaming all the time and they're constantly having earbuds, I'm thinking, ooh, is that
Doesn't the
affecting your
Bible
health?
say that like Satan and Satan is not Lucifer?
Satan is not
But
Lucifer. Why
doesn't
do
the
you say
Bible
that?
because Lucifer is the morning star.
Lucifer is Venus.
And Venus, known as the morning star and known as the 3 days resurrection, actually Lucifer has a lot of parallels with the first man Adam. The story of man, Lucifer has a lot of parallels with the story of Jesus. And I am not trying to say that
Right.
I am a Satanist. I'm not trying to
No,
say
not at
anything like
all.
that.
God, no, we're not.
I'm the furthest from that. I wouldn't even call myself
I don't even think of
I don't subscribe to
Satanism
like a religion like that.
or
I am
evil. I don't.
purely studying like archetypes and human history, just full
But
disclosure.
but I mean, let's go ahead and clarify that
But I think the
Adam
Bible
is
does say that
Atom. It's the
Satan,
Adam of man,
and the word Satan in the Bible means the adversary.
the adversary.
And the adversary, I believe, is the one who has the power over the air. I think they
Yes,
say that in the
the
Bible.
power over the air, the
Yes.
airwaves,
I think of the airwaves.
the trickery.
And I also think of war.
Yeah, I do think of
When
war
you think of
too.
war, the person who has the power over
Is the
the air,
adversary.
think about people who are bombing innocent civilians who've done nothing to them, who are just
Mhm.
living their life. Think about trying to celebrate your birthday in your home and
Atom, the atom
watching your
bomb,
family lose their
Mhm.
limbs
nuclear.
to air raids. Maybe that's too serious for right now, but
Mhm.
I
Or
think of
even
that.
or even the power plants. So when we talk about the power plants, so when Jody's brother, when Jody was a year and a half, almost 2 years old, his brother passed away with leukemia. I was studying in Vanderbilt. He was at Vanderbilt when he passed away, and I had studied for 4 years in the Vanderbilt library about cancer and about leukemia, and what I discovered was very scary, especially for a young girl in her early 20s, and I realized that the jabs, mono, power plants, and I'm talking about the energy that is going through those power lines is affecting the cells. It affects the cells that can bring sickness with leukemia, with cancer, batteries. Batteries also do that as well. And so it was like, damn. So we actually live in a world where you can't escape.
Thank you. I think it's
That's
so
the
much
adversary.
it's just like you're saying, the
We
higher
live in a world you
areas of
can't
cancer
escape.
in areas with power
Death.
plants. True. But then
That's the
also
adversary is death.
also what we're using to power this live, what we're using to
Yeah.
power the computer, what powers our cars, what's happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Whoo, gosh,
Everything
dang, speak it.
human slavery, we are in modern day Egypt.
Yeah.
And when we say Egypt, we mean slavery.
And we can go back. Okay, so speaking of Egypt, when I wrote in his story, I wrote about Joshua. It's been so long. I wrote about Joshua and Egypt. No, Joseph. Hold on, which one was it? The one that got in the cistern. It's been so long. And I haven't, Joseph, or I think it was Joseph or Josh. No, it wasn't Joshua. No. No, I think it was Joseph in Egypt in the cistern. I think it was Joseph. Let me see. Let me see. Joseph was thrown into an empty, waterless cistern by his jealous brothers. Yes. And remember, he went to Egypt and into slavery. So Egypt is slavery. In the Bible, anything having to do with Egypt is not the actual place, Egypt. Egypt is describing a slavery in the body, in the material world. Okay. It's not explaining, we're not really reading, um, for me anyway, I'm not really reading Egypt as a place and slavery and stuff like that. I'm talking about the body.
Mm.
Am I making sense? Are we making sense?
Well, why are you talking about the body?
Because that is what we were
Like,
talking.
why is it when you think of Egypt?
Because of the
Why do you think
cistern,
of
because when I
because of that
read, yeah,
story?
because when I read that story, I was like, oh, there's something so much deeper here. They are explaining the body. We are going in the open system of a cistern. And it says it's waterless, but we are mostly made of water.
Empty
But
space.
the empty space,
We're mostly made of empty space.
the empty space of where we are materially coming into that first house. When we come into that first house, this and your birth certificate is signed and you've got a number. You are already in debt. When you were born, you are already in debt. You are already a slave to the system of Saturn. You know, you're already a slave to the system of Saturn. And I feel like that all these stories, all these ancient stories that I read on the daily to you guys, but I bring it into so much more because now y'all be writing degrees down. You're like, but what about this number? What about this number? You wrote this number down. You were talking about, I mean, I wrote this number down because you was talking about this degree. You know, if it's a 1527, we know that it's going to Texas. We know that it's going to Ohio. You know, we start to these patterns start to becoming these states that we recognize. And then when we see the states come about, we're like, holy shit, how'd you know? I didn't. The degrees are telling us. So the astrology is taking us into I feel like a number because we are. Your social security number. That's your number. Everybody has one here. Yeah, I got a book full. I'm saying I've got books of them. I'm like writing. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. You know,
I used to joke with her. I was like, "You're gonna start writing on the walls, on the windows."
it's my Jen book. I'm saying, but yeah, so we started out with the Titans. We started out talking about the root in Mesopotamia, but we can really go back to the root of astrology.
Yeah, we can just
Back
say
to billions
the
of
only
years ago.
reason
We've
we're
always
yeah,
watched the
the
stars.
only reason we're going into the Titans and the Olympians is just a story that people are familiar with.
Yeah, because that's what I read. We read the more modern glyphs
But I think what
of
makes you different
behavior.
is that while you're reading the modern glyphs that other people understand, you're connecting it to more ancient glyphs that only you are saying,
Yeah.
and you're not even saying them. Like when she's reading and she's talking about Saturn, she knows about Neptune and she knows about the higher octaves and she knows about the story of Neptune and the other stories as well. So it's
Right,
like,
because Neptune is so Poseidon would be the higher octave. Would you not say that Poseidon is the higher octave of Neptune?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
I think the
yeah,
higher octave is actually Greek.
yeah.
I think
I
the
do
Roman
too. I
is
really do too. I do
humans
too.
start moving
Yes.
into a
Oh,
warlike
yes.
state, and that's Rome. Rome is a warlike, governing,
Mhm.
controlling, time-focused state,
Rome stole
whereas
it all, okay? That's the
Rome
way I
stole
think. They
Greek
stole it all.
mythology, they stole their statues, and
They
it
took
was
it for theirs.
shittier.
Yeah,
It was shittier.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. It is what
Pardon
it
my
is.
French, but in Greece, everything was cuter, everything was
Oh, it was
prettier. The
gorgeous.
Asclepions, the water, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Just the vibes.
Yeah,
And it's still the same. Go to Greece,
yeah,
feel the vibes, go to Rome.
yeah,
Modern day.
yeah. When we and we could even go back. So if you were, most people are familiar with the Bible, especially here in the Western world, and we could go back to James, Jesus' brother, Roman. So the Roman Empire, when they took over,
The people who crucified Jesus.
right, the people that crucified Jesus, but when they took over the all the archetypes, and they brought in those archetypes of the Greeks and claimed them as theirs, and they created stories, their own stories, and that is where we are programmed still today with those stories. We are programmed with those stories, and most people walking around don't even know it. They really don't know how they have been enslaved with the mind, the power of the mind, with Hermes, with Mercury, this tricky the trickery of the media, of the
And
things that are written. Okay, so
we think
now
we
we understand why Jesus didn't write. We understand why Jesus didn't
we
write.
would have turned Jesus's
Bob
words
Seger,
into laws.
we would have turned Jesus's words into laws.
Instead of the word being living, it would
Whoo,
become
speak it.
petrified.
Yes,
And we would turn them into laws and tables that Jesus would himself flip.
flipped, because he was a rebel
He was ultimately crucified, not
because
as
of
a
that rebellion
sacrifice, but because he was a threat
to
to
the
the Roman rule.
that's
He
right.
was a threat to the religious hierarchy,
Mhm.
and he was ultimately, Google it,
Yeah.
crucified for insurrection.
Anyone that goes
He was
against
a
the
rebel.
grain, we can see this in modern day. Anyone that has any type of knowledge that wants to bring it to humanity and say, "Hey, look at Nikola Tesla. Bless his heart.
Who was his
He wanted
wait,
us all to have free
Nikola
energy."
Tesla.
Tesla. Free
Yeah.
energy.
So I'm trying to remember what was the name of the person who confiscated all of his documents? Maybe we
Trump's
shouldn't.
uncle.
Was that Trump's freaking uncle?
Yeah, that was Trump's uncle. That was John G. Trump. John G. Trump went in there and got it all.
That's all
Here
I'll
we
say about
go.
that.
I'm
I
gonna
just
run
think that's
out.
interesting. That's all
It's
I'm gonna
very
say.
interesting. It's
That's
very
all I'm gonna
interesting
say.
indeed. But hey, make America great again. And me and him were talking about that today. We Americans, we make America great. Okay.
And that has been obvious with everyone coming to America for the World Cup. I've been following that for sure.
Oh yeah.
And there's this huge trend going on right now in the world where
I could say something about the Olympians and the Olympian Games with the World Cup, but I won't.
why not?
I mean, it does kind of make you feel like the Olympian gods are still in.
It's almost like
We
the
are still
same
doing it.
archetypes are the
We're
same
still doing
still to
it.
this day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still doing it, man. We are
The
still
games bring
bringing
people
it
together. They
does.
challenge the hierarchy.
Yes.
And when we're talking about Greece, we're talking about the birthplace of actual democracy.
Yes.
We're talking
Actual
about the
democracy.
birthplace of city states. Keyword states. We're
Yes.
talking about what we built this nation on.
Yes.
And the whole world coming here saying we've been lied to about the American people. and partying with us in the streets of Times Square. The Koreans partying with the people of Mexico.
We have
Men
come
of
together, and
Mexico.
the games bring us together. The
I do. I
Olympians,
think it's dangerous for the people who are ruling over humanity right now, and I think that they're gonna try to sow more discord amongst
oh, they're
people.
gonna. This is.
People
We
are
can expect
enjoying
a
each
red
other too
flag.
much. We're
I mean,
having
a
too
red flag,
much
a false
fun.
flag.
We're
We can expect
drinking.
that.
It's paying too much homage to Bacchus.
To Bacchus.
Yeah.
Well, say what it was. Let everybody know what that means.
Well, I'm trying to remember right now what his other name was. Bacchus, the god of wine. Bacchus is Greek or Roman.
Are we thinking of?
What was the other counterpart's name? It's the same name. It's the same person as Bacchus, just a different name.
I don't know why I want to say Dionysus.
It is.
Okay.
Thank you. Dionysus. Yeah. Jilly said, the god of wine, the god of parties, blah blah blah. Turning water into wine.
Yeah.
Jilly said, I feel the same about government as I do organized religion. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And just to clarify, when we're talking about the stories of Jesus, it's the same as when I'm talking about the stories of Ishtar. That I recognize that those stories they belong to humanity.
Yeah, and they
These
divide
stories
us.
are much older. They're not meant to divide us.
No,
They're
but the politics, organized religion
Yes.
divides.
Yes.
As long as you can be divided, you can be conquered.
Yeah. Politicians all promise us what we want to hear and then do their own agenda once elected. Every single one. Every single one. And isn't it so disgusting that they all know what we want to hear? I think that is what is the most disgusting thing.
It is disgusting.
We all want to have easier lives. We all want to be able to take care of our families. We all want to live in peace. And they always take advantage of that.
Most definitely.
And I think that just goes to show that we never actually got rid of our rulers. They just took on a different name.
They did. And this will be a part of the history of man, of the history of our spiritual essence. And people will be we will be talking about this in the future.
And mark my words, there's going to come a day when we all have to learn again.
We're going to have to learn again.
How easy it is to live when we have each other.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to learn again how easy it is to live without power, as much as that sounds uncomfortable.
It is. It is. And humanity is always going to go through these cycles, and we can't fear them.
But we're hardwired for empathy.
We are.
Don't let anyone make you believe that the person outside of you is your enemy, because that is Mercury.
It is Mercury and Hermes playing tricks on your mind. The power of the mind. And the power of the mind is where the mental health comes in. The moon brings the emotional shifts. And so we have to also keep in mind that when we always
listen, Cinderella, if you want to come on panel and talk about
yeah,
it,
y'all can come up here too, guys.
But
I mean, we welcome you guys. Come on, let's have conversations. Anyone, I'll drop the link right now. Right now, I'm inviting y'all, inviting you guys right now. We're not going to be up here, for a whole long time. But hey, let me invite. Hold on, invite, copy, paste right here. Anyone that wants to come up, and I mean, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your face. You can just be on here with your little, yeah, you don't have to show your face. If you wanted to come up here, and you don't want to show your face, you just click on the video. It looks like a little video recorder, camcorder or whatever. You just click on that, and you don't have to show your face. But when we started this, when I started this live, we were talking about the Olympians, the Titans. The Titans ruled in the Greeks, and then the Olympians came. Right? So the Olympians came. these Olympians and these Titans is what I read in astrology. And it's those energies that are observable, and we can observe them and we can learn. And so when I map and I'm mapping out the geometric angles, I am basically taking that chart and I'm flipping it at a 90-degree and I'm making it a major challenge to come to Earth.
And just so y'all understand why we're following the
And Capricorn is going
astrological wheel,
Capricorn is the rising.
not only is it the stories that make humanity what it is, but at the very beginning, the god was the sun.
Yeah,
The
the sun
sun
has
was the
always
god.
been the god.
So when we're mapping astrology, or when she's mapping astrology, she is following the actual path of the sun.
Yes.
So the reason we're not looking at other constellations and adding them as astrological constellations is because the sun goes through each of these constellations in the sky.
Yes.
We're literally, when we're mapping these 12 constellations, we are mapping the actual path of the sun. The sun
Right.
enters through this entire wheel.
Right.
So that's what she's actually mapping.
And there was 12. The ancient Mesopotamia Babylonians mapped, they divided the sky, the constellations into 12.
Because they saw and they noticed every day when the sun is rising, the sun is in this certain constellation. So then they can map. They watched the sky
Yeah,
because
they
there was
did.
no light pollution. The
Right.
sky looked very different.
Much different than we see it today.
And just like I said, there was a whole half of humanity was awake at night.
Yes.
Half of humanity did not sleep at night. We have not always had the same
Okay, yeah,
rhythm.
tell them about that.
Half of
Tell them
humanity
about that, because
half
I don't
of
think that people
humanity
really realize
is
that.
awake at night.
Yes.
At night, human beings are vulnerable because we're in nature. We are not in houses.
And the witchy hour is 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. was a pivotal time for
The
humanity.
biggest predators
Yes.
to humanity in nature are nocturnal. Think about lions. Lions are awake during the day. So at night, lions are active. So they can see better at night than us. And humans created fire. And who was it that gave us fire? What was his name? Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Anyways, so
Yes.
humans, when we created fire, it changed our circadian rhythm or fixed our circadian rhythm. But half of us were awake at night and around the fire with the stars. There's no light pollution. You can map the stars. And then in the morning,
The satellites.
the other people would wake up and they would gather and they would hunt. People think humans have always been hunters, but for the most part, humans actually were gatherers. Gathering was way more important than hunting. Hunting was a smaller portion of our diet. Gathering was a huge part of our diet. Gathering berries, fruits, lettuce. Believe it or not, the earth had everything that we needed to eat. And so humans for hundreds of thousands of years knew what we could eat, knew what everything did, knew what helped your brain, knew what helped your heart. So that just goes to show that, like, if you're like a night owl too, then it's probably biologically for a reason. Half of humans do kind of follow that circadian rhythm anyway. I mean, you can always change it. It's not set in stone, but yeah. Cinderella said, I'm listening. Jilly said, this is so interesting. Cinderella said nuts, fruit. Yeah, especially nuts. Nuts were huge, depending on where you were. But if you were in a climate that was like Europe during the receding ice, like nuts,
Yes.
pine nuts, like these things were huge. I mean, fruit, especially if you were near the equator.
Mm-hmm.
But humans really do thrive on nuts and fruit. I mean, look at the biggest primate on Earth, the gorilla. It is the biggest primate. It doesn't even eat meat.
No. It's vegan.
Yeah. It's vegetarian.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And so a lot
That's
of
what
people
I said
are.
today too, Witchy Mama.
Yeah, that's what Jody
Actually,
said.
we were talking about this
We were talking about this today.
And my mom was like, like, "You just work so late. That's why you're up so late." And I was like, "Well, I've always been up late.
And
Even
I
when I was
thought,
in
yeah, you
school,
were.
I
Yeah, you
always
always
stayed up
have been.
late.
Yeah,
When
you
it's
have.
nighttime, even if I'm tired from the day, when I get home and the moon comes out and everything, I feel like energy when I'm alone, and I really wanna have deep discussions.
Yeah.
So much of humanity has consisted of deep discussions around a fire. It's as
Yes.
simple as that.
Yeah.
So much of humanity, and I mean hundreds of thousands of years, we can't even fathom that time, has been spent around a fire watching the stars,
Yes.
talking about them, making stories about them,
Mhm.
noticing them. The last time that
Oh, I
star
was
was
talking
there.
about I said it's perfect tonight,
Yeah,
Jody, because Venus is conjunct and kissing the moon.
yeah.
We are reflecting, and it's in Leo. What is Leo?
The Ottoman
It's
Empire.
children. For me, it's children.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's my kid. I want attention on my kid. It's attention on me and
And
the
I'm also a
reflection of
Libra sun,
me.
Taurus rising.
Yeah, he
So
is
I
a
am
Taurus
pretty
riser.
ruled by Venus. And then
Yes.
my moon is in Cancer
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
So
With mom.
you've got the moon, you've got Venus. Cinderella said, "It's cloudy here."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so the
So
moon,
Venus is near the moon,
the moon is
Cinderella.
so pretty tonight. It's just a beautiful crescent moon, and Venus is right there, and it's like they're just, having conversations, and that's us. It's us. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, wow, this is so cool. Did we plan it for the moon to be, did we plan it for all of it to be in the way that it is hitting our chart? No, we didn't plan that. Is it moving us? I mean, if the moon moves and pulls, right? If it's pulling, if it's pulling on us and it is affecting our moods, the other planetary influences are too. They are influencing us. And so I'm different. I'm a little bit different from other astrologers where they will say that there is no influence. There is definitely an influence. I see it every day. I see it all the time. We observe it. We on this channel, we observe it and we can't make it up. We're not making it up. It's happening. We see it. So it plays a big part in our everyday lives. It always has for billions of years. And it's just that as we move into the Aquarian age and we get deeper into the Aquarian age, Pluto being in Aquarius is changing intensely, changing the collective for the future. We are being transformed. Our communities, I mean, I have foreseen even before I even got into astrology. I foresaw humanity, and we are going to be gathering again. We're going to be coming together again. We are going to leave the broken systems. They are going to be broken. There is going to be mass changes, and we are going to be coming together back again, and we are going to be liberated.
And you know what?
There is things that happen in our everyday life, and it's like, oh my God, why is this shit happening to us? Why is this happening? Why does this always have a pattern? Why is this always happening? You know what? It's happening for you. It's happening for you to grow and to blossom into that beautiful person, that material form that you set out as a little seed in that 12th house to become. You are
Humanity
becoming.
is defined by our language and our fire.
Yes,
And no matter what, we will always be people who what?
the car.
Yeah, I think it's an Uber or something.
Oh, okay.
Everyone Ubers here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm in
Okay,
an
sorry.
apartment, and I'm in the middle of downtown Nashville,
Yeah,
so
he's in
she's
we're in the
she's
Ville
from the
tonight.
country, and so she's not used to seeing cars
No,
outside.
I'm from Nashville, babe.
Well, she's been living in the country,
Okay.
and so she forgets what it's like to see cars outside, but humanity is fire. Like, think about what humanity is from, like,
Let me
our
close that door.
earliest images. I'll close it.
Okay. We got to close the door. Huh.
We're defined by Our fire, I mean, that's what made humanity, that's what got us through, what, the Ice Age,
It definitely got us through the Ice Age.
right? I mean, our fires, it
The
protected
fires,
us, it
yeah.
created a safe spot. All of the nocturnal
That
predators
Sag energy,
they
that
didn't wanna
Aries
come near the
energy,
fire. Yeah,
you know, every
that
sign
Prometheus
in
energy, and
astrology
he
has
was
an element.
punished.
He was punished. Yeah, tell the story
Prometheus,
of Prometheus.
from what I remember, and I will say what I remember to be true, um, Prometheus was punished for gifting humans fire,
Yeah.
and he was actually chained up on the rocks of, like, this, like, outcropping cliff, like, cave, and an eagle
Yes.
pecked at his flesh, and he was eternal, so
Mhm.
he couldn't die. To this day, Prometheus is chained.
No, hold on. Didn't
Prometheus never died. He's eternal.
Okay, who am I thinking that Chiron traded places with?
I don't know.
Chiron traded places with
Maybe he took
I was thinking that
was it Atlas who carried the world on his shoulders?
Chiron changed places
With who?
with who? Because for some reason I'm thinking it's Prometheus, but maybe it was
Oh,
yeah,
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
To free Prometheus.
Okay.
I didn't know
It was
this.
Prometheus, yeah. So Chiron, so what
Chiron
happened
changed places with Prometheus in Greek mythology to free Prometheus
Right, and this
from
is a
his eternal
big
torture and find relief from his own painful
Yes.
death.
Okay, so what happened was
Chiron was a centaur.
Yeah, but he
Half horse,
wasn't.
half man.
No,
supposedly.
so Chiron, if we think about the story of Jesus, okay? We think about the story of Jesus. Jesus trades places with humanity and he sacrifices himself, right? That is exactly what Chiron did. Chiron traded places with Prometheus. And
This is actually a story we've been talking about.
yeah, and Chiron then became Sagittarius. Okay, so Chiron went he was he was a god that would never die,
But he was wounded
but he was wounded and
by Heracles.
yeah, by Heracles, and he ended up even though because he wouldn't die and he would be wounded. So what he did is he traded places with Prometheus, who was chained up, and like he said
Prometheus, by the way, is a titan.
Yeah, he is a titan. So we take again an outer planet, a raw force of nature. So anytime you think of the titans, think of raw force of
Prometheus
nature.
is the titan. He stole fire.
Yeah,
And the creation of fire.
Mhm.
And he gifted it to human beings.
Yes.
And this made the gods mad. Because now human beings are more like the gods.
We are more
In
like the
every
gods.
story, the gods are mad when human beings start becoming more godlike.
In
When we were
mythology.
created in mythology, but
Yeah.
this is human story.
It is. It's the force of nature.
The oldest human stories, by the way, are mythology.
Yes.
You're not going to find stories older than mythology. Mythology is our origins.
Yes. And that is the reason why metaphysical, the metaphysical of mythology is where it's really at when
The
it comes to
gods were even punished. The Anunnaki were punished for even creating humans to look like them.
Yeah.
Even our creations, someone was punished for our creations because we were too grand, we were too empathetic, we were too understanding, too knowledgeable, we were too godlike.
Yeah.
Like, we create fire, and I just want everybody to understand. Sorry, this
Go
might
for
be,
it.
but for a long time, I want you to know, archaeologically speaking, that humans were a keystone species, and that
Speak
is
it.
like the bee. The
Yes.
bee pollinates the flowers and keeps us alive, and it keeps things
It
in
keeps nature in
balance.
balance. The
That
raw
is
forces of
known,
nature in
archaeologically
balance.
speaking, as a keystone species. If you've seen the movie Ice Age, I
Have
just
y'all
want
seen
you
the
to
movie
know,
Ice Age?
and I'm sure most of you have, or at least if you haven't, you've heard of the story of cavemen following the
Yes.
herds.
Yeah.
through the retreating
Yeah, we
ice.
all learned that in
We all
school.
learned that in school, and I want
Mhm.
you to know now, right now in this live, that human beings were never following the herds. The herds were following human beings because of their controlled burns based on the phases of the moon.
Yeah.
We control burn based on the phases of the moon. Those controlled burns would revigorate the soil and it would create nutrients within the soil. And
Yes.
these herds followed humans doing this. In doing this, there was a balance. Humans had things to eat, whether from foraging or planting seeds, and the animals, the herds who were following us and repopulating Europe at the ending of the last ice age would have things to eat as well because we were making the soil nutritious
Yeah.
with fire,
With
with
fire,
controlled
with
burns.
control burns. And a
And
lot of times, if you're in the country, you will see that farmers will have controlled burns in their crops once the
oh my
crop.
god, same witchy mama. That crazy squirrel.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, watched all the Ice Age movies.
Yeah, watched all
Yep.
the Ice Age movies. Yeah, so what we know now today is that when if we're gonna historically talk about the Ice Age, that movie is based on the cavemen and the people and the herds moving through the last glacial maximum, which was known as the
Yes.
Younger
The Younger
Dryas.
Dryas, which is the
That was the last
maximum
ice age.
with the sun. So when we say maximum, we're talking about the sun when the sun was
But
at its maximum,
did
which
you
it is
know
right now.
that people, when they followed those retreating glaciers through the continent of Europe and through the continent of Asia, both going east and west, they actually carried seeds with them.
Yep.
They burned the ground, even though when the glaciers retreated, it
Farmers
was
still
just
do this
moss.
today. Farmers still
Yeah. And when the
have control
glaciers
burns.
retreated, it was just moss.
Yeah.
Europe was a mossy
Mossy
land. There
land.
were no trees. It was an ice
Ditch
age.
burning. Yep.
Ditch burning.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Witchy mama, where are you from?
Yeah. Witchy mama is
She's our people. Where's she from?
Witchy
Do you know?
mama.
Witchy mama, comment please and tell us where you're from.
Well, I know where she's from.
You do?
Yeah.
Are we going to find it right now?
Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Yep. She's from
Witchy mama
Minnesota.
knows. She knows.
Yep, she knows.
She ain't from the South, but she still knows. Cinderella said yes, they do.
They sure do.
You
They sure
know,
do.
I think that is the coolest thing that I have been so locked in on is learning about, and you can Google it as well. It's called the People of the Hazel.
People of the Hazel.
We're talking about during the last glacial maximum, we're talking about the spread of farming
Yep.
throughout Europe. And the spread of farming started before agriculture as we know it
As we
actually
know it
began.
right now.
Human beings actually were a keystone species and they control burned the mosses as the glaciers were retreating and they planted food forests
Food forests.
everywhere that they went.
Everywhere.
Think
Everywhere.
orchards, think crabapple.
Gorgeous earth.
Someone earlier,
The earth was
maybe it was
gorgeous.
Witchy Mama, maybe it was, I can't remember if it was Witchy Mama, Marion, or April, but someone said nuts earlier and they were dead on. It was hazelnuts, pine nuts, stuff like that.
Yes.
And we find this all over in archaeology. We find it
Mhm.
also in recent archaeology when we're uncovering bog people. So in northwestern
Bog
Europe,
people.
there are bogs that are iron rich, and people would make sacrifices to the gods, and people would willingly sacrifice themselves to the gods and
Big cray
let
cray.
their lives be thrown into the they thought it was for a
They
higher
thought it
purpose.
was for a higher purpose.
And honestly, I question even that. I question why they did it, but either way, they were preserved and we know what they were eating. And their diets were nutrient rich, more nutrient rich than ours are today. I'm talking an 8-year-old girl full of salmon and nuts and wild fish that was caught from the river. She didn't miss a meal.
She didn't miss a meal.
Don't let them tell you that back then people were peasants and they didn't.
They
eat
were not
anything.
peasants.
They were not missing a meal.
We were not missing meals. We were not peasants. We were living good off the land. And
Oh,
we were so
which you
in
mama's from
tune.
Minnesota, on the 3 corners of Minnesota, North Dakota, and South
South
Dakota.
Dakota.
Are you in a city? Are you in sorry, my geography is not the best, but are you in a city, or are you in, like, a lot of open land? Is it flat? Like, how are you living over there? Answer us on that, because I'm really curious. What's that look like if you're on the corners of all of those 3 states? I bet it's beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure it's
North
beautiful.
Dakota, South
Yeah,
Dakota, Minnesota.
if she is bordering, I would say, with you, mom, if you're bordering the Dakotas, then you should be in some
Yeah,
yeah, some
plains and
farming land.
farming.
Yes, yes.
God,
That
it
is
sounds
where
beautiful. That's what I was picturing too.
and when we think about the Dakotas, when I think about the Dakotas, I think of like
Jilly, it was a great time
Lakota
growing up on a
Sioux.
farm. Jilly, where'd you grow up at? Let us know where you grew up.
It
That's
was
really
great time.
cool.
It was great time for me growing up
Growing
on a
up on a
farm. I
farm.
grew up on a
Yeah,
farm too. We had
yeah.
about 250 acres,
My
but
meemaw. It's all gone now. It's all
it's all
schools and
gone. Yeah,
roads and all of that.
yeah,
Yeah. Good luck finding the rivers now and the waters.
yeah,
But
yep. It was the
Sid Natalie
best. It was
says the
such the
best. Mm.
best, man. And if we think about this ancient time
Oh,
period,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Are you in northern Alabama? Are you north of
Well,
Birmingham?
she's not in Alabama anymore, but
Dang,
they
they had
had
80
80 acres in
acres.
Alabama. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
they
lot of
were in the
land.
farmland of
Yeah.
Alabama back then.
I Is
Jill's
northern Alabama
my
part of
age.
Appalachian culture? Let
Yeah,
me know.
yeah,
Jilly, let me know. You would know.
I think it would be.
Because I think it stretches down past Chattanooga and it goes into northern Alabama. Let us know, Jilly. Is it part of Appalachian
Airport.
culture?
Is it part of the Appalachian culture though? Was it a part of the
Was it
Appalachian
really?
culture?
Airport took half of it.
Yeah. I mean,
How else are them Californians gonna get
roll
here?
tide,
Roll
roll
Tide!
tide.
Tide, Paul.
I'm not,
How
even
else
though I
are
live
them
in Tennessee, I'm
Californians
not
gonna
an
get
orange.
here? I spent some time in
Nobody looks good in
Tuscaloosa.
orange. I mean, I'm not about orange. I definitely love roll tide. I don't look it in orange, honey.
No one looks good in
I
orange.
know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I love to go to I like to go if I'm gonna
Honestly,
go
I'll
to see
tell
a
you right
game, I
now,
wanna go to
Jilly, our
Alabama.
family's all from Tennessee, but we do have family in
We
Alabama,
do have
and
family in
most
Alabama.
of our family's just obsessed with Alabama, especially your football. Our team sucks.
I've got all kinds of shirts that are Alabama, and I don't have any that are orange that say
She said
"Go
yes, so I'm
Vols."
thinking like she's saying yes
Yeah,
to
she's
like
saying yes to
northern
Appalachia.
being part of
Yeah,
Appalachia. I think it does go through Chattanooga
I think it does too.
and our ancestors. Anyway, no, that's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's another life
That's another
about our
video
ancestors,
about our
about the
ancestors.
genealogy.
Yeah,
But the thing is that everything what we wanted to talk about tonight, I think we pretty much covered it, and that is basically that the Titans, the Olympians, and we can go all the way back to billions of years ago. And as long as humanity has been
recorded,
recorded history, we can see it. But we have always, even if it wasn't recorded, billions of years, we have
especially when
followed
it
the
wasn't recorded.
stars.
Most of the time, it wasn't recorded, and we have always followed the stars. We have always followed the tides. We have always known the circumference of the earth.
We
We
always
Look
have.
up Hawaiians and the Wayfinders, how these Polynesians founded Hawaii because they weren't going to Hawaii on the
Right.
top of the boat. They
Speak it.
found their way. They were in double-hulled canoes, and this is a very, very ancient practice, by the way. Polynesians don't own this practice, but we can get this key from them.
Mhm.
They'd go to the bottom of these double-hulled canoes and feel the waves and the currents on the bottom of these canoes, and they would know the way.
They
So
would
they're
know the
known as the
way.
Wayfinder, and
The
Disney goes into
wayfinders.
this. If
Yeah.
you wanna watch Moana, she is representing a wayfinder. This is a
Yes.
very ancient technique.
Ancient.
This is the Vikings use this technique. All the human beings who would but it goes way back further than recorded history, and the way
Yeah,
we know
yeah, the
this
story of Moana.
yeah, and the way we know this goes back further than recorded history or what we know is because these exact coordinates were built into the pyramids that were constructed in Egypt
Yep,
and Peru.
yep.
So our first civilizations that were recorded after the Ice Age were using these numbers that they got from mythology, 72, 0.14. And so they use these numbers, and I can't tell you exactly how it's translated, but a quick Google search will. And I can tell you for a fact that they use these numbers, the circumference of the Earth. They use not only the circumference of the Earth, but the circumference of the poles,
Yes.
like the North Pole, the South Pole. They knew like the diameter rather than the circumference, and they would use these in their building techniques. So
Yeah.
we know that they knew exactly how big the Earth was
Yeah, they weren't primitive,
before they were writing. Before they built cities, they built Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before the Ice Age, it's not recorded, but we know that they were alive for 317,000 years. And we started recording it 6,000 years ago.
Yep.
With the stars.
With the stars. With the stars. And so we can't, people say, when they say about a belief in astrology, it's like, let me teach you that this is not a belief. This is a way.
And it
This
should
is a
always be
language.
flexible.
It should be flexible.
Because we're always learning.
We are always learning about the observation of the way that these glyphs, these archetypes are always expressing themselves in our life, in our everyday life. And it does depend on whether they are coming together, whether they are separating, what type of geometric angle, how they are in conversation with others and other archetypes of behavior and expressions. And so we have always, humanity for billions of years, have always used the sky as a meaning of our lives, our everyday lives, whether it's our personal life or our collective life.
And they didn't feel
Billions
separate
of
from
years,
it.
they didn't feel separate. We were a part of it all. We were one with it. We were one with the earth. We were one with the
Yes.
sky.
The sky was never outside of us.
No.
Even when they were thinking that the stars were our ancestors, or the stars were ruling us, or the stars were our gods, they still never felt apart from it.
Yeah, we were a part of it. We were just
We
all
contributed to
sinking
the
together.
rivers. We contributed to the soil. If we decided to kill a buffalo, we used every part of it.
Every part
There
of
was
it.
no
All
waste.
of it. There was
And
no
we would
waste at
pray
all.
over it, and we would honor it
Yeah,
because it was an extension of
of
ourselves.
ourselves. And we knew this. We were so
And we'll
more
come back to it.
Yeah, we're definitely spiritually
Exactly,
inclined.
Jilly.
Yeah, we are going, yes, one with the universe. There is one. We are a reflection of one another. And that's the way that the ancients see it. That's the way that we see it. And that's the way that we're going back to it.
We have to go back to
We
it.
are going to. It's
And
a
when you start to
cycle.
realize that we're all one and that the earth is all interconnected and the universe and the cosmos, we are all the same
It's not
being.
fluff. It's not foo-foo. It's not voodoo
You
stuff. I mean, it's
realize we
really
have to go
true.
back to it, because even in 7th grade science class, we learned that this is a linear economy,
Yep.
not circular.
Right.
The way we extract, the way we live, everything is
Everything.
linear. Everything is based off of non-renewable resources.
Yep.
And that is just surface level.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take that surface level and you can go very deep with it, and you can realize that there's no other way except the way inward. And we all, being connected, will have to go back to survive, just like Jilly said.
Yeah. I love the Hermetic philosophy because it does the Hermetic philosophy is a lot like if we were to read the book of Thomas, it kind of I don't know, I get the feeling the same way with the book of Thomas.
Yeah.
The book of Thomas is just the best.
Yeah.
The book of Thomas and the Hermetic philosophy is as above, so below. As above, so below. We are
And Thrice is great.
and thrice great.
And I love Thrice is great
Well, go ahead and explain it.
being
Go
a
ahead.
history nerd, I love Thrice is great because the major goddesses in northwestern Europe were known as the Hecate.
The Hecate. And so we read that. Look.
And people don't really
Yeah.
understand
So
it.
we have
They just say
Hecate
it's
is
like
in this one.
witchy.
Hecate is in this.
Hecate was the threefold goddess. She can be found all over northwestern
All
Europe.
over North.
The mother, the maiden, and the crone. The three different stages, and women were revered in northwestern Europe. They were not some kind of like property like you would find
I'll call her Hecate.
in the Middle East.
Hecate.
Women were more like property in the Middle East.
I have my own names for these people. Hecate.
At least in recorded history, women were.
Mm.
In like the Middle East, they were more like property in like recorded history. You know what I mean? You think of that time and like women
with
like,
our recorded
don't
history.
look back, I'll turn you into a pillar of stone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you go to like, yeah, the mother of witches. Witchy Mama would know
Witchy
that.
Mama.
Witchy Mama, you would know that.
Yep.
You would know that.
Witchy Mama would know.
Yeah. She is thrice as great. The
She
mother, the
is.
maiden, the crone. She represents the three stages of a woman's life. And the reason is because a matriarchal society that Europe was, it doesn't necessarily mean that women rule everything with an iron fist. It means that
But we are better rulers.
And the reason a matriarchal society and the reason you are better rulers is because when you are rulers, everything has to do with the collective.
Yep.
And when you look at orcas, the smartest being on the planet, thousands of times more smarter than a human being, they're a matriarchal society.
Yeah.
They have close sibling family bonds, but at the same time, everything has to do with the collective. Everything has to do with the pack. Everything has to do with the herd.
Right.
The survival of the herd, the betterment of the herd. It is the smarter way.
It is. It is the smarter way. And when
humans were matriarchal in northwestern Europe for a very long period of time. And when I say patriarchal, I'm not just talking about gender. I'm not talking about woman and man. I'm not talking about the man stole this. I'm not going into that. Patriarchal, think kings and queens.
Yeah.
A queen, think Queen Elizabeth, one of the most famous queens. That is a patriarchal society. She was a queen in a patriarchal society.
Right.
Patriarchal means greed. It means power. It means standing. It means protection for the self.
Ego. Very much ego.
Yes. Yeah. Ego.
And when we think, so when I read astrology, when I do a reading, I bring it into the collective, because even though I'm reading you personally, you are a part of a collective. So I want to take each reading, I want to take each person out of the ego self, and I want to bring them into how they are in a harmonic state with the collective, good, bad, and different. We are in a harmonic state. Yes, there will be chaos, but in that chaos is also bringing harmony to the collective. You know, Witchy Mama says she rules over liminal spaces, boundaries, witchcraft, the night. Dogs, bulls are two of the most significant animal forms, companions, and sacrificial symbols associated with her.
Yes. I love that, liminal spaces.
Yeah, liminal spaces.
Especially boundaries.
Witchcraft.
And when I think of boundaries, I think of the circle.
I think of space.
True, but I think of the circle. I think of chalk. I think of the doorways.
Oh,
I think of entrances and exits.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I do
I'm
too.
ready
Let's
for
go.
fall, Witchy Mama.
So when he says, he and I, so when the kids were little, I had the same tarot deck that I still have today. And I would
actually have an incense burner of her for years.
You did it. Oh my God.
You got it for me. And it was literally Hecate.
Yeah, it was Hecate.
It was the three women.
Yeah,
it was an incense burner. And they were holding a torch, and I had it for years.
I don't know. I've never I always did creative things with the kids, I just wanted to have, like some fun or whatever.
Even before we knew what it meant.
Yeah. I mean, they were like 4 and 5 or something, and I'd be putting like a little, some candles and stuff, and I'd be like,
Oh my
let's
God,
have
we
a
loved
let's have a
it.
spiritual night
We
tonight,
loved
let's
it.
and we would just
We'd
we
like turn
I would
off the
we would
lights.
turn off the lights and I would
And
just
then
make
also you
fun.
like she like play hide and seek in the dark. She like turn off the lights and be like, okay, go hide.
We just have
It
fun,
was so
and I
fun.
think
Oh
that
my
that's
God.
important when you're, raising kids and they get bored with the same old, and the kids when they were growing up, they didn't have devices and shit.
No.
So I always had to create something different and something fun for them. And we would just I would light a bunch of candles and I would have, some cards and stuff and we would read the cards but I never did it for anybody else. I mean, it was just something that we did,
Witchy
something that I
Mama,
did
when
with
you
me.
think of Hecate and when you think of spaces and when you think of boundaries, like specifically like liminal spaces and boundaries, what do you think of?
Yeah, what do you think
I'm
of? Witchy
curious to
Mama,
know.
get up here.
I know. Why are you not on panel?
Why are y'all not clicking on the
Y'all
on the
should
link?
be
Come
y'all
on,
should be talk
guys.
it's fine if
Witchy
you
Mama,
don't, but
come
you're
on.
free to just comment it.
Yeah, you're free.
Just
I mean,
comment it.
you're free.
We're enjoying the
You're a
comments
free
too.
sovereign being, but god
I
dang,
mean,
come up
God,
here.
we're not gonna stop
Jesus.
talking either way. So just let us know what you mean by spaces and boundaries.
Yeah. Jody wants to know. He's got questions.
I have questions.
Okay, Marianne
Personal
says personal
boundaries.
boundaries.
You know what? I'm big on that right now, Marion.
He is big on that right
I'm
now.
going through that right now,
He's going through
Marion.
it. He's going through
I've
boundaries,
never been good with personal
but he's
boundaries.
doing really good. You're, but the
Thanks, sweetie.
cheesecake, I think, kind of got to him a little
He
bit
just crossed
tonight.
my boundary. People always find a way to cross that boundary, Marion.
He just had the cheesecake showed
My
up.
boundary was
So,
just crossed while we were on this live.
or is it a cheesecake? What is it?
It's the Basque cheesecake
Oh, Bass
from the
cheesecake.
Basque region of Spain.
From Spain. Oh,
That's
babes.
how they make it in San Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian.
San Sebastian,
San Sebastian.
the place of,
Oh,
yeah, the
Spain.
Basque
Oh, the
country.
Basque. Oh.
Okay,
Okay, so Asira Fire, what's she saying?
so well, I'll get to that, but
She
Witchy
said,
said the in-between spaces. Ooh, I love this. Dusk, dawn, where the ocean meets the shore. It's too loud here. My daughter just got home, but
oh, okay, it's okay. We get it.
no
We get
worries.
it. No
I
worries.
like that
Maybe next
answer.
time.
That's something I wasn't thinking of. I was thinking more surface level, I guess, like doorways, like chalk circles, but the in-between
I like
spaces,
the
the
deeper.
dusk, the dawn, where the ocean meets the shore.
Gosh,
And we have
yes.
been known, like I've told my mom when it's nighttime and the moon is rising over where the ocean, like the shore or the ocean meets the horizon, when the
Ooh,
moon is
yeah.
rising right there, I've had really weird experiences and really weird like knowings that happen immediately. I like
Oh,
that.
you have.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have.
like actually weird.
Like, no, it's not weird.
No,
It is a
it's cool.
gnosis. It's actually a psychic. So, some
And
of
she said you
us,
can use the in between spaces like doorways.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're here for it.
I'm here for
Yes.
that. This is my person.
Yeah.
Witchy Mama, you've been my person tonight.
I
Um,
associate. Go
at
ahead.
Zero Fire, I associate Hecate to the High Priestess. She's the all-knowing, even the dark spaces within.
I like that.
I like that
I
too.
like that because the dark is revealing. The dark actually reveals a lot.
The High Priestess archetype is interesting to me too, because that can encapsulate a lot of things. When you think of High Priestess, what do you think of? Do you think of a medicine woman, or do you think of a druid who can stand between two kingdoms and prevent war? Or when you think of High Priestess,
I think that she encompasses all of
well, I'm
that.
asking at Sierra
Oh,
Fire.
you're asking her. Okay.
So, what do you think of when you think of High Priestess
Yeah. What do you
at
think
Sierra?
of?
What is your vision of a high priestess? The
Subconscious.
subconscious.
So
Okay.
it would be the 12th house for me.
So if we're looking at our
The
minds as bodies of water,
amniotic, the amniotic ocean of a reset. No,
I've
no,
done a
that
lot
wouldn't
of
be the high
psychedelics.
priestess.
So
You
when I
haven't.
think of the subconscious, I think of the mind as an ocean or a huge body of water, and the subconscious is the things that arise, the things deep within arise from the subconscious. we house things deep within the subconscious that we're not conscious of
Right.
in the moment.
Right.
Personally, it depends on the cultures and goddesses, etc. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I think, but the experience that you had that time,
By the ocean.
no, with the mirror.
I mean, that's for a different life.
Well, yeah, we won't. I mean, I'm not going to tell it, but the mirror experience that you had, that as an astrologer, if I would say, okay, and you told me about that experience, I'd be like, okay, the subconscious, that unconscious right
Yeah.
there is that 12th house. Your Saturn is sitting there. It is bringing all your fears, all that darkness and the fears to the surface.
But it didn't feel like fear.
No, but if you were to, when you reflect back or you talk to people about that, those are your hidden fears. So that is the reason why you don't like to know anything. You're like, no, no, I don't want to know, because there is a fear there of the knowing or anything that you
There's a
wouldn't
fear
have
of my
any
life getting
control.
harder.
Okay.
There's a fear of life getting harder. When I'm already having a long day, I don't even want to know. Surprise me. Yeah, so that's a good point.
On
On
indigenous,
indigenous.
yes, a medicine woman would represent, that's what I think of a high
So that's
priestess.
why I asked kind of, is because when you're saying high priestess, I'm thinking general. And I'm thinking, okay, when you're saying high priestess, which high priestess are you thinking of? Which culture are you kind of thinking of? Or do you think it actually encapsulates all of them, kind of like she said, regardless of boundaries?
Yeah, I think that it's, for me, it's all of them. But the medicine, so the medicine is where I think a lot of us, I mean, a high priestess, I think that the medicine, maybe not the medicine, the root of, what am I trying to say? She would be, a high priestess would be able to go right to the root of the problem and be able to, whether it be the medicine woman, the indigenous woman that says, okay, this is where I see the root of the problem. And this is what is going to be the solution. So it could be like a medicine woman, but at the same time, when we think of medicine in the modern sense, we're thinking of an herb that I might want to give to you or something medicinal, when it's really more, we can go deeper to heal. We we may not need an herb or any type of medicine.
Yeah,
We may need to go to that root, and I can see where a high priestess would be that type of person,
for
whether it be
sure.
a woman or a man.
I mean, for example, if you're riddled with anxiety, the immune system will attack itself.
Right.
So if you're riddled with anxiety and your immune system is attacking itself, you could go to a modern doctor these days and they'll tell you, like they told me, the immune system is attacking itself. We don't know why. Could be an allergy, could be something. This is early stages of development. We don't know. But a medicine woman would be like, what are your dreams? They're going to
Right.
be like,
What are you dreaming?
what are you doing this? You need to do this every day now.
Right.
I'm prescribing for you to do this every day. Take this herb, it'll help with your anxiety, and then the immune system would stop attacking itself. So I think
And
the
so for
medicine
me, I would
woman,
say, instead of
the
that,
high
and if you're
priestess,
if you're having a lot of anxiety, it's because you're not being in the now. You're not, your mind is playing tricks on you. You're focusing on tomorrow. Don't focus on tomorrow. Don't focus on an hour from now. Don't focus on 2 hours from now. Focus right now. Because if you focus on right now, there's no anxiety. If you focus on yesterday, you're having depression. If you focus on tomorrow, you're having anxiety, you know?
actually, psychology is a type of medicine for sure.
Yeah, and so is astrology because
Knowing
astrology is a
psychology,
psychology.
yeah, knowing the human psyche,
Yeah.
knowing the patterns,
And
um
so, in order to know the psyche, in order to get down deep into that psyche, I could look at an astrological chart and get deep into it. I could get deep into that astrology with the psychology. And I think that that's what made Carl Jung such a beautiful type of psychological. I mean, he talked about so much stuff, but the root of that psychology in which he learned was from astrology. Same with Edgar Casey. I mean, they were big into learning, and which I have to say that, I mean, I love Carl Jung because he looked at it from a scientific, observational, and that's how he eventually was able to use the tool of astrology with his clients. Because he was understanding so much more about the psyche and the different, because the high priestess ruled by the moon, she can see between the veils. She reveals the things that are hidden. I like that. Now I can get
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about
yeah.
right there.
She reveals.
Ruled by the moon, so she can see between the veils. She reveals the things that are hidden.
Actually, archaeologically speaking, did you know they just uncovered these statues, and it was of a high priestess, and
No
it
way.
wasn't we talked about it.
We did?
It wasn't Pompeii, but it was near to Pompeii.
I remember now.
I'll remember
I remember now we talked about it.
I need to look it up, but they just did archaeologically, like, uncover these statues, and it was this ruling class of this city-state near Pompeii, and they're all wearing these pendants of a crescent moon, and
Oh,
it was
beautiful.
always 2 statues, and it was a woman next to a man, and the woman is always depicted a little bit taller, and she's wearing these crescent moons, and it was a
Was she wearing
huge.
heels?
No, she was physically taller. No, that's a good point. She was physically taller. She was depicted as physically taller because she held more power. She held more governmental and elite power, and it was this moon goddess, they say now, cult, but it was just their life at the time before they were covered in ash. But yeah, I think
It's
that's
kinda like
interesting. People for a long time did follow the high priestess, the cult of the moon. That's really an
the
interesting
woman,
topic.
so in the I wanna say that we've also had this conversation before about the different time periods in history where the women did.
I'm a shit at 5'1".
Same, girl.
You know
Same,
what? They
I'm 5'1"
still at
too,
that time,
babe.
they still would have depicted you taller probably.
Yeah,
You
a
know what?
matriarchal society. I would
Yeah,
say that, when
a lot of them
we
with your
have a lot
mama.
of peace. We do have a lot of peace when we have more of a matriarchal society. I think that isn't that what
And I just wanna
we have
clarify
talked about
that a
that.
matriarchal society does not mean a woman ruler. A
I know, but we
matriarchal
do rule.
and you do.
We
And
do.
in matriarchal societies, yes, women are rulers,
Because
but
we are,
it's not just as black and white as
and
saying
we can't
as
use Hillary as
that's what I mean.
Hillary.
It's not as black and white without going into the
Right.
politics
You're right.
to say that women rulers are better than men or men are worse, which probably, maybe. But it's not as black. A matriarchal society has to do with more of a collective. The definition of matriarchal is a little misleading, but it does have to do with more of a collective. When women do lead societies for a long period of time, not just saying a woman president of the United States. I'm saying a woman leading for a long period of time. They do kind of revert back to what is better for the tribe, the family, the community, what is better for us as a whole, because women have freaking wombs.
Yeah.
It's they do have a deeper knowledge, even in the creation stories. This goes back to our creation stories of Traditionally, men are fighters and women are more peaceful.
Right. And
True.
I think we do bring peace. I think we can bring peace.
Well, women hold the secret knowledge. If you want to go back to the stories of Adam and Eve, even if you look at the Gnostic texts, so the stories of Eve, the creation story of man, Eve, she was bearing the knowledge of Sophia.
Yeah.
She had an inner knowledge to awaken in Adam.
And that is what Sophia is, though. It's
It
the
is an inner
intuitive,
wisdom.
it's an inner wisdom. That's what Gnosis and
Just
Sophia
like
is
Astra
with the
said, the
Gnostic
high
text.
priestess can see between the veil. It's because there is an inner spark of Sophia within women,
Yeah.
within that feminine energy.
We have
So
that.
that is why we are separated by sex. That is why women do give birth. That is why you can trace the X and chromosome differently
Chromosome.
than the Y. The Y chromosome
Yeah.
is not the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I'm so happy that you hung out with us tonight. I mean, we've been live for 2.5 hours, and I think we are going to call it a night.
But that being said, what is something that you would like when we go on to our next live? Is there a specific archetype that you want us to hone in on so it's not so broad?
Right.
Is there something you want us to talk about and really go deeper on that we might have talked about tonight?
Right.
What
And
do
if
you
you don't even
think?
have to answer right now, you can
Yeah.
answer after the live, on a replay or
Mhm.
whatnot. I mean, just, talk to us and let us know what archetype, what discussion are you interested in?
And as you can tell, we'll talk about
We
anything.
will. I
We'll
mean, we've
talk
had the discussion, I can
we will talk
guarantee
about
you.
anything, whether it be mythology, whether it be history, whether it be
How the
how the
angels,
angles.
the angles or
Do
the
you mean
angels?
angles or angels?
Yeah, because there is angles.
Yeah, she may be talking about the mapping, the angles, or she may be talking about
Yeah,
angels from the Bible.
all of them.
Witchy
Witchy Mama, we
mama!
can't do
We
all. Come
need
on. Well,
something
we did it all
specific.
tonight, basically.
Gosh, we need something specific to hone in on, witchy mama.
Yeah, tell us what is it that you think, and maybe it's just you can't say it right now. You need some time to
Okay,
think.
Marion said yes, mapping. She's talking about the
Mapping.
angles. Yeah.
Yeah, the mapping, the angles, the different angles. Okay, so you're talking about in the ways in which the planetary spheres of influence are influencing our lives and how they can come into an angle and what that angle is expressing itself. Okay. So we would need to talk about which Jody wouldn't be a part of this. Well, I guess you could be a part of the geometric
I could be
angle
a
of
part of it as
expression.
listening. I don't know as much about
Well, he's
the
not.
mapping as she does.
Yeah, he's not in with the trines and the quincunx and the
Yeah.
squares and the
I just know
um
the stories. I
yeah,
just love the history of it all.
yeah. Marianne, I'm so glad that you love the map and babe. I mean, there is always somebody for me. You know, there is always somebody for me. And thank God that there are people out here in the world that can see the beauty and the significance of why I do it because it works. And if we didn't see it working, if you didn't see it working, you'd be like, you wouldn't even be in here talking about the angles. But I love that you are. And I love that you are understanding that the maps are working. You can see it. You can see it. And it's so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I thank you for that. But yeah, guys, let us know what it is that if we could hone in on a subject, 2 subjects, 3 even.
Yeah,
We could probably do 3, conquer
that
3
would be
subjects in a
great.
live.
Yeah.
We could probably conquer 3. And as you can see, Jody and I, we have these discussions all the time. We have deep philosophical
Yep.
discussions
At the
all the time.
cabin, in this little
We
studio, doesn't
have
matter where we are.
forever, like since, he's been born. So, been a great live. Anything you two want to zone in on?
But we'll think on it.
Okay, yeah,
Let
thank
us
you. Yeah,
know.
let us
Please
know,
let us
Jill. Let
know.
us know.
And thank you.
I've seen too many things since joining your channel that have come to pass.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that.
And that's why Marion, sometimes I tell her, sometimes I need it to be a surprise
Yeah,
because sometimes
me
I'm like, I do
too.
not want to know what's coming. I agree. I've seen too many things come to pass.
Yeah,
A lot of things.
yeah. But, you
It
know,
can be really helpful sometimes too.
it's not that I'm trying to predict though. So I'm not trying to predict. I'm just trying to learn.
Because you're not sure how it'll
I'm
manifest
not sure how
always.
it's always going to manifest. And so when I'm
What your
learning
mama said,
for
Wednesdays
missing
with
people.
Jody.
Wednesdays with Jody. Yes,
She
yes.
has been coming over on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I have been.
Oh,
Well, he's been off on Wednesdays. I mean, he works a lot, so it's hard.
current decay.
Curiosity on my current study. Do you both see the experience of the current decay and how that shows up in your life presently? The current decay? The decay of what? The experience of the current decay.
Yeah, elaborate on that. I'm interested in what that means. Curiosity on my current study. Do you both?
Autocorrect.
Deacons.
Deacons. The decans. Okay, so
The Deacons.
the deacons, the decans, I mean, whatever.
It's
I mean,
Deacons.
people
Oh, the
say deacons and
Deacons.
decans,
Oh, the
baby. They
Deacons.
do. They
God.
say it. They say decans. They say deacons.
Can't
I
take.
mean, you know,
You can take us out
Hecate.
of the South.
um, I go on degrees themselves. So for me, the latter degrees are going to show more of a experience, I guess. So having a moon that is critical, right? So let's say that you have a critical 29 degree of a moon in Cancer and you're feeling everything and it's in the third house and the communications are lit up with some psychic shit. Okay. Let's say that that is happening. That is definitely going to be different than, say, having a 2, 4, 5 degree of that third house moon. It's still going to be very intuitive, but it's not going to be at a critical standpoint. That's the way that I see it from my studies. But at the same time, there's so many people throughout the years that have said, well, that 22 degree, that's a killer bee kill. I don't see that. I've not seen that. I've not seen that manifest into an actual study of reality. It just means like there's certain degrees in which there are so many degrees, there's 3 of them, and then you have like, you know, you're first coming into that sign, you're first learning the sign, the middle, you know, the second is where you're, you know, you're feeling your way through it, and then the third is where you're allegedly conquering it in this lifetime. Yeah, Gemini. So currently we are in Gemini 310 of Swords. Do you both watch that along with current events? I'm coming for a tarot astrology perspective. So, I mean, I teach it.
I'm gonna put that on the
So
screen.
a 310, I think of certain people and certain countries and certain leaders at a 3 degree and 10 minute. A 311 is the Secret Service. 310 is
Mhm.
Vladimir, the president of Russia. That's the way that I see it.
Personal
It's
geographical.
personal. These degrees are personal. And when they come to your degree, they're personal for you. They're personal. I see it every day, all the time. And I don't know if that makes sense, but Fire, you've been here a lot. And so I think that you definitely understand what I'm talking about. The 310, the 311, I'm seeing that as personal charts. I see it as a personal chart. You know, a 2941 is going to Vladimir, it's going to Russia, and it's going to Israel at the same time. The same time. So when these energies express themselves, they're expressing themselves with these two people, with Israel and Vladimir. Boom. They're expressing. It's happening right there. And anybody else that has that 2941, it's expressing with them as well. So I'm I understand the book and what it says, but from my observation so far, I just see it as a personal and a collective of the actual degree itself. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What have you noticed? The next 3 days, I might be on replay going fishing the next 3 days. Oh, I'm so jealous. I was gonna say we're so jealous, but I'm sure
Me
we are.
too. I'm jealous. I'm jealous too. I wish I was going fishing
Oh,
or
have fun.
kayaking. I want to go on
Have
the Buffalo.
fun.
Have fun.
Well, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go on the Piney with you.
We'll go on the Piney
Yeah,
till
I'll
you
go on the
start out. Then we're
Piney.
going on the Buffalo
Okay, that's fine.
when you
I'll start
realize
out on the
it's
Piney.
just water.
I'll probably be like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Fun times. Have a great, yes, blessed be. What do you
Yeah.
think of Fire? What do you think about?
I
What
have
do you think about the decans?
this
What
is
do you
my first
think?
day of 3 days off too, and I work every single day.
That's right. You get another day.
Mhm.
I
3
hope you
days.
coming out to my house.
Speaking of 3 days,
I hope you come out to the house.
I might.
Got a lot of stuff in the garden.
Yeah, I might
Got to
come
try
out.
to entice him to come
I
out.
want to go
I
on the
don't really have
water.
to. Yeah, you should. I mean, like, what kind of fishing are you going to do? What kind of
Yeah.
fishing are we talking
Where are you
about?
going? What lake you going? Well, you don't have to tell us. No, I want to know. What
We
lake you
want to
going
know.
to?
We want the 411. I'm looking at the ruling planet and sign and association with cards and how that appears in life. It can be very different for everyone. So, okay, I understand now what you're saying. So on my board, what I have is say like 3, 4, 5, 6 of swords, would be Gemini. And then, Sagittarius. And then, I would have on my board, my astrology board. That's, yeah, for more aware. Yes. Okay. So when I'm at home as Fire, I will do a live and I will show my board of how I've got it written and the way that I look at it. If I'm reading a tarot, I'm going to read what?
No.
I'm going to read like a Sagittarius. I'm going to have the trump card, for that Sagittarius, the major arcana, and then I'm going to have the different like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all throughout the zodiac of what I think, what I think, even like in the Bible, like the house of Dan, the Levites. I've got that on the board too of what I think. So, I think that it's always so good to just observe it yourself, Got a canoe. We'll need to get a trolling motor.
Marion.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Is this?
I don't think it's showing up.
It won't show up.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Marion.
Marion,
I
is that
googled
it?
it. I googled it, and this is a picture that comes up for Chain of Lakes.
Okay, yeah.
Gorgeous.
That's
Oh, I messed
beautiful.
up the lighting.
Oh, here it goes.
There it goes. That is gorgeous. I
Yeah,
wish I
I'll
was
show you that,
going.
Fire. I'll show you that when I'm at
Which
home and
that's
I'm
something
doing a
I want to
live.
do
Okay.
while I'm off. So we have in Tennessee, we have different rivers we can go on. We have the Piney, the Buffalo, and the Harpeth. Yes, it
I
is.
whitewater
Oh my
rafted on the
gosh.
Yokoee
Yeah, I'm jealous about that.
a long time
The
ago.
Yokoee's down in
That was
Chattanooga.
when I was younger and I was, I
Who
was
who
not
is it here
scared.
that's from Alabama? Was it Witchy?
No, that's Jill.
Jill's from Alabama.
Chain of
She might
Lakes
have
in
been to.
Indiana. That's where she's going.
That's what I just showed the
Oh,
picture
okay.
of.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm jealous of you. I would love to be on the water too. I'd love to be right there where you're at.
Yeah, Fire, I can show you my board and
They
I
got a
can
trolling
tell
motor
you
for
what I
$50.
think. Yeah, we're doing similar things. Yes. I'll show you my board and you can screenshot it and you can test what I have been testing. You can test it out yourself and you can see what you think. You can see what you think because the tarot and astrology go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And, they're telling the same stories from the same stories that I read, that we read in astrology. It's the same stories. Like the high priestess, we were just talking about the high priestess, what we think the high priestess is, what it represents for us. And, it's through observation that we can find out if our readings are spot on with the tarot too, you know?
Yeah, and Jen is going to be doing her normal videos every day. But on Wednesdays, maybe we can do our own things.
Yeah.
And so if you would like that and you want us something to like dive into that's a little mystical or a little
Yes.
hidden or any topic that you would like, please let us know. It
Yeah.
can have to do with tarot. Trust me, we can talk about anything and we'll dig into it before we start our video
Yeah.
and we'll get our discussion going and then you can be a part of that discussion. Just let us know what you want us to talk about if you'd like to and if you'd like to be a part of that discussion. That way we can have something to start with next video and it's not so broad.
Yeah, because we started in the Titans and the
Well,
Olympians,
this is the
but we
first
wanted
one
to
we've
go,
done together, so
yeah,
we didn't know where to start. And we were like, I know history, she knows astrology, so we were just going to start in the beginning
and blend it because
and
that's what
blend
we
it.
do anyway. I
Yeah.
mean, he'll tell me his perspective, and then I bring in the other, and then we're just like,
Yeah,
whoa.
Marion said tarot would be nice too. Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
could
could
talk
do
about the
something about the
tarot.
tarot. Yeah. We've
The
done tarot before she was an astrologer. She did my tarot.
yeah,
Actually, we learned about the cross of truth.
the cross of
We
truth is
learned
all
about tarot
that's the only one
before.
I
Yeah.
still do. I only do
And I like that.
yeah, I only do that one.
And I support that.
I only do the cross of truth. I only do the cross because when I deliver the cross, it's going to be the truth. And the water bearers here on the channel, I do give the cross of truth to the water bearers, and I probably should do the other
Who are the
members
water
too, but
bears?
they're my top tier.
I love that.
I
I
know.
love that name. I
The
didn't
water
know
bears,
that.
yeah, babe.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute. I love that. The water bears. That's
Yeah, we can do that too. We can do the tarot. We can talk about tarot. I've got to show you my board though. My board
Listen,
is, I've had it.
but everyone let us know.
Yeah, let me know.
Everyone who is watching this, whether that be live, whether that be after the
Replay,
live,
whatever.
replay, comment, let
Yes,
us know.
because we're going to try to start doing this on Wednesdays.
Yeah. And so,
Philosophical discussions for sure.
yeah.
Implement it in all.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we talk tarot, we're going to have to talk about the philosophical meanings behind the tarot. Where the tarot came from.
We're going to go
How
to
long ago it began.
Astra, if we talk about tarot, we're going to go to the damn origin.
Yeah, we're going to the root first.
And I think Astra would like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would too.
Pendulums.
That's my thing. Tossing the cards. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. If I can just get Jody narrowed down,
I need to be narrowed down. That's why we're saying, please give us ideas so we can have a topic.
Yeah.
That way we're not all over the place because we're already all over the place. So
it's all right. It's all right. Y'all learned a lot, I'm sure. And I'm sure that people on replay
and we had fun.
Stuff. We had fun.
We brought you into one of our chats.
Ooh, the different hidden books would be interesting too. Sophia, Book of Thomas.
Listen, Witchy Mama, I just really appreciate you.
That's what I'm doing right now. What are you doing right now? Oh, tossing the cards. Read us, babe. Come up here.
Tossing the cards.
Come up here,
honey.
honey.
Or are you going into like the origins of it?
No,
what do you mean,
Astra?
She's tossing them?
She's tossing them right now.
Where are you, Astra? Get up on panel before we end this.
See, you say Astra and I say Astera.
Atsira.
Atsira. I say,
Atsira.
oh, Atsira. I say Astera.
I hope we're pronouncing it like.
I say Astera.
She's like, Astria, get up on panel.
Astria, come
on. Dang, what you doing, Atsira? Get up here. I want to know.
Yeah, what cards are you pulling?
I know.
What we got?
Let's be friends. The study. Listen, if we do tarot next time, you better come up on panel.
Yeah. Because
it'd be fun. Come on.
The tarot is such a beautiful art, you know. The only reason why we as a collective stopped doing tarot readings is because
The Roman Empire.
the Roman Empire
The Roman
stopped
Empire would
divining.
crucify
You
you.
stop trying to connect to God, and you get out there and make us some money
She's
and pay
buried
your
in books.
taxes.
Atzra is buried in books.
Oh, that's fine. Bury yourself in books, girl.
Atzra,
But
what are you finding down there?
but
Do you have the overhead light on, or are you a candlelight type of person? I would love to be buried in books
I
right now.
know, right?
100. Oh my God, our
Just bury
people
me
is
in
on
books.
this live right now.
We love studying. We do. We
Oh my
love the
God.
studies, the ancient mysteries, the, you know,
Well, hang me
esoteric.
upside down then, Roman. It's giving Mussolini. It's
Yeah.
giving the end of the fascists in Italy. That's right,
Candlelight.
candlelight.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Buried in books, studying the tarot with
And candlelight.
candlelight.
You are our people. We love you.
It's hot right now, but fall's coming. I can just feel it. It's coming.
Everybody in this chat is our people.
I know.
Okay. They wouldn't be our
Witchy
people.
said, candlelight and books, quit threatening me with a good
I
time.
know, stop it.
That's how I feel
Stop
too.
threatening us with a
That
good
is
time.
my love language.
Yeah. And the mysteries?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So
That's because we're human beings, just like we said earlier. We need firelight and story time.
we do. We do. We love that. It's
Put on
divination.
a candle or a fire and tell me a story.
Yep. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And we are going to call it a night. And it's midnight, babe.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's early
Happy
for you.
Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's been
Thursday. Speaking of, what is Thursday?
Thor.
It's the day of Thor.
Wednesday is the day of Woden,
Woden.
which is the Northwest Germanic Odin. We called him Woden.
Mm-hmm.
Astra said there's so many things you could do. Mary, and it's 1 a.m. here.
Oh gosh.
And Witchy Mama said, blessed be, thanks for a great live. Witchy Mama, you're so witchy. I really love Witchy Mama. Sorry, I just do. Blessed be the fruit. Under his eye.
Blessed be.
Under his eye, babe.
Yes.
1 a.m. Dang. Okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, good night, everybody. Let us know what you want us to do next.
Thank you guys for
I
hanging
had
out
so
with
much
us
fun
tonight.
with y'all. Thanks for commenting and being a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Let us know what you want in the next live. All right. Yeah, we do need some psychic sessions. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Y'all let me know. Let me know in the comments after this video is done.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Comment
Doesn't
in
matter
there
if we talked about it
what
today.
subjects.
It could be completely unrelated.
You can have 10 subjects. Well, we got 10 Wednesdays.
Yeah. And we can choose 3 of them for one. So just let us know.
Yeah. Peace out, guys. Peace out.